Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Taylor. It's exactly 5:34 p.m. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. You may wish me a Nyaminsha say Ude Ufidi no Ato Loud Silence TV. You're live on Facebook, you're live on YouTube, you're live on TV. So and also we are live on radio. Tonight's show, no, it's about Ghana. It's about social issues, political issues, all human related issues. Inti Oshamia, call a brother and let a brother call a brother. That Kevin Taylor and the Ghost team. We are live tonight. We are blazing though. We are trying to get everything working for you. It's the end of Koswamenti. Yeah, the people are marketing same be Koswamenti and one can share me. Now I'm for doing something, but besides, what I wanted to write something. Okay, so the end of Koswamenti. Yeah, let me try and get this going. Okay, I can see this here. Okay, yes. Mama mkokonsa be na ekoso Kevin Taylor anti ani pebiki kansem nsem na nyensem ketwa obi a otwen bibia. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. I think we are live on TV, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Radio 2 is live tonight. All platforms are blazing. Yedi jumadi no ehye so intiwa wo hwebe no ka che obi as Kevin Taylor ba munja dia mo hwede na mo hwe we. Kevin Taylor ba munja dia mo hwede na mo hwe we fast ne Ghana honsem na and John Dramani Mahama, the president of the Republic of Ghana, and the Western region, the nation builder, waba with his building experience. Second Takrady Road, say okucha sword, and also okucha humim. And the President Mahama ekocha humim. Emma Jumadi no ye de baba so osa eka a few projects ko share hospitals near the nyina no ye de betchro enwumbre ama obia ehu de eko mommy anko straight ne anko hwe the President John Dramani Mahama. President Mahama announces resumption of construction works on stalled Western Regional Hospital, expected to be completed within 18 months. In the Western Regional Hospital na Sibiu yanum eba ya. We were expecting them to build it. For 8 years, they could not. John Mahama is back. He has been able to get the funding. And the Western region, first of all, Kati, commission, Kati sword ma road construction from Second Takrady Cape Coast Road, you know, or the Asokobo from say Yemfa Jumadi and Shishaso, and Takrady Regional Hospital. No, so the president today went to inspect. So far, no, Ejuma Maye and Oshe, Western region for any Ghana for Yinabo say. In about a year and a half, no, Obe make sure say a year Takrady Regional Hospital, no, and as a Western Regional Hospital, no, you see. We any president or Kasama Sibiu Udiso, and then you bring Yenina or CTA say, where ya abaya abase ebabe chichi ma Ghana for Yohunu Kreno and the Echo. Mommy Kotie, the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, in summer and the Okaye, Abra Oko, a year Takrady.
And so Yamin Chadie, yeah, debt exchange no ye. And near a friend of official creditor committee, ye buy your norm swat transing, Amantia say Juma, and your normal drew agreement on official credits, creditor committee no. Enti enjuma a share sa projects national oma makwan say yensan say enti yensan na enjuma no ebe gina no na contractor no the certificates ni biaba enti Ministry of Finance asha say share certificates no na omoni omwatra say no mahu sika ya de omoka na omonsa emra metro adwuma no so nti ye hwe se nyame ya doma ebia within the next 18 months na hwe se ye ba nia bebia no fefe na nti ase amenya ne se adwuma no dru 27%. If you say foundation and a thing, into a cobasa peja a dina and no de be contem into 27% completion. Into Mr. Stranger may say within the next 1.5 years, Yabaha, nature say Nijan Kwan. Na yenim say abra ye call campaign bebie ni ho a me call ya obia enije na kwan sem titru western region enti nana wenu hwam ensema o kan nyina ayade a menim dada enti na afi ye budget ye bebie a friend big push I just say ye hwe akwan akese ye friend arterial.
It's President Mahama Echo Western Region, or Manito, Ghana for Nina, or ne a more ahemful, any penny for more Kuruka say, Media, me a president, and Yatrona Mitra, a Western Regional, a hospital, we know, Sibu, at the Kudientia Hospital, we, a year Mulimulifono, ain't to me and see, Nina say, Didi Pina Ebayano, a year Senia Omudi Sikasam, essay Ghana Sikasam no, Yane IMF Tana say, Tamana Ekufuado, anybody with me, I was economist, and near Nina who's a Jokano. Omokodi nkomono echire omamote ase se because of a car omodwiri eriegu Ghana force no na because of DDP baaye ene ahochira yekomu no ba omia mu disika brand champion Kennedy Japan ne Nana Akufo-Addo mu disika no IMF forecast say yentumi enye project bia biem e wo Ghana de ya wo mu nyina ne se tamasade we sie ne Akufo-Addo ne ba omia mo entumi anka no kra nkyere se sebio yentumi nya kwan yentumi nsi school yentumi nya hospital if you say ye disika ni nyina ama IMF say program a omni ebetena ase aka nyina no yentumi ema yesika anase Ghana yentumi nkobo besia krampo enye impuntu dwuma bia enti John Mahama ne NDC aban baaye no de omye ne say eye eka na eda ho a amene Ghana na sebio yentumi nkwa ama no ne krampo enkodi nkita ho entumi ne aman foforo a omagye atum so mpeso moboaye na yeso sikasam engina ne naso nti de John Mahama mo ye ne say omutumi atuatua ye ho ka na sebio ama yentumi nyempuntu ndwuma ema Ghana emfa ne tuma penfra yentumi si hospitals yentumi si schools yentumi nya kwan no John Mahama bind by in less than a year no omotumi atenase atenetini sikasam ama IMF ne World Bank mu nya behu se sebio and the Ghana sikasam ejina ne naso ye nti eye akwansidie bia na say the blockages are na entumi emma Ghana say oman yentumi nyempuntu ndwuma and Akufo-Addo ba omia brand champion Kennedy Japan any country mu no Kobne Japan mu nyina no ende John Mahama mo abo adwumaden ama yi saa poma no efri kwan mu eno ntina ende waka kire eye Ghana for any sebio ahemfo titru any penifo omo Western region say eye Western Regional Hospital na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo oni ba omia mo tena ho mfie nwotwe a sebio ohia hospital no ne dwumadi a omodi eye just 27% pe ohachichemu eduonu nson which is 27% pe hu adwuma no yeye na John Mahama ashe Ghana for ebo say ansa na omfra ban mu no o she Ghana for bo say akire so afi ba ko ne bosumi nsia anasa bosumi nwotwe mu de na sa Western Regional Hospital we no waye ebia no ema obata akum akowo agye ne ho afa ne ho afa ba John Dramani Mahama ashe Ghana for bo wa sha tekrade for bo wa sha Western region for nyina bo say sa adwuma de we enu ti na eto aba edema no sebi obo mpra anase oko ne to no tama na wo opposition no eya Ghana for bebre omo Western region to the nim say sa regional hospital we de oyemaya ye de ya ba bema NDC for the next 42 years if you say Akufo-Addo ne ba omia mo sikadie atro krono ketahye ene jimi no mbe jimi ya omama apomden anye den anye omade eye emani daso edi John Mahama ende wakoho sebi okọ apro no Ghana for mo Western region kache ne beyema ye tiende waje pene akoho akotwa homem aka ache omobo se akire so a bosu eye afeba ye baako ene bosumi nsia mu de 18 months na eye Western Regional Hospital we no eye takra de Western region ye maame ne nuanom ye papa nom etumi kɔ ekwaje ayaresa sebio eye aban ebehye chire ama sebio ya pomden akɔ suru yie okasa no okase eba eye akwan eno so ya de be de na koma so yie pa na okakire Western region for titru ahemfo mo hoka kire mo se ba waba na enye se bia sebio eye bosremka ba ye na waba anase obedi atro anase oba be daada o te se de eye MPP Akufo-Addo ba omiam daada o mo no akwan eye de be de na koma so time obo apro no ahemfo bebre ka kire ne se omo percent ko makwan e wo Western region na sebio ka anase ehyan kese efefo omo kwan so ma omo kwan no amunkama mo nkyem no o se neni wo ho pa ma ende obese o ka kire eye Western region ahemfo ni penifo mo ho nyina se ɛyɛ adeɛ bi a yɛfrɛ no big push no ɛyɛ sika bi a wotwa to a ɛkwan etitiriwa kɛse a ɛwɔ yɛ mantem ɛne ɛkwan kɛseɛ ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ Ghana ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtoto ne nyinaa ɛyɛ ne nyinaa nti wɔka kyerɛ ɛyɛ western region for say saa big push no ɔde ɛkwan ne nyinaa ho sikasɛm akɔhyɛ big push no ase na ɔmo bɛba abɛdi ɛkwan no ho nyinaa so adwumadie ama ewiase ɛne Ghana ɛyɛ western region ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ ɔsa kasa ɛfa nsɛm foforɔ ho.
Now I just want to also point out we cannot invest so much money in improving our road network only for transporters to overload their trucks and destroy the roads in 3 to 5 years. We've seen new roads that are built, and once these trucks that are overloaded pass on them, within 3 to 5 years the road is finished. Recently, Burkina Faso have implemented a new weight regulation, and so your trailer must not be longer than a certain length, it must not be wider than a certain length. And you know what is happening? Trucks load from Takrady and from Tema and overload. When they get to Burkina Faso border, they cannot enter because of the regulation the Burkinabes have introduced. So they bring 3 trucks from Burkina Faso and offload 1 truck into 3 trucks before they can enter Burkina Faso. There are trucks in this country that load 120 tons when the maximum load is supposed to be 50 tons. There is no road you can construct that will stand 20 tons per truck. And so I've told the roads minister, and it's going to be announced firmly in the budget, we'll consult the drivers union, the transporters, we must implement weight restrictions so that the roads that we build can last. And so next year we're going to introduce strict weight limitations so that these investments that we're making in our road sector would last for a lifetime. We are not going to waste taxpayers' money repairing these roads only for people who want to make as much money as possible to load 120 tons on a road and destroy that road within a short time. And so I'm just sending a signal. We're going to engage the stakeholders in the sector in order that we enforce the weight limits for our trucks so that they don't overload and destroy our roads.
And President Mahama echo Western Region or Kasan or say, Yakwano, senior equine ye say, Sebio, Yetumia Quaipa, and check Busuminsia, in Fiba community and sa, ne quina say, or say a debia hano. Now, Momo emum, a debia wumwa, Niniji sonini, ene, the Burkina Faso for president, a Traori, oh ye. Now, Nina say, Ose sebio edum pempenso bia akwara tumi ginyansa free penyini ho ena penyini so etumi esua de akwara ye na odeka nyoma bi ho ema nyoma egina ye ose ende okọ Burkina Faso a untumi enhyehyɛ articulator anase tracks ya omdi loading nyoma ekọ Burkina Faso abra weight no edum pempenso bia sebio ebro de omo epene se ewo so wo mu krom Burkina Faso for edembre bia ba se ende se ulodu eye articulator anase track koko anadien na se ebro some weight bia because omo person omo bom omo kwan ho ban ti udru omo krom border e wo senyoma no ebro eye weight bia ye yi ni nyina gu fom na ebedru weight na e wo se odi wura krom no efri se cars na ekuta weight dodo no ese kwan emem sebio enane ekwan no ejina kwan so a ema ekwan no sebio enane eye kota na ye de aye no nti ene na ama ye nkwan bebre e wo Ghana no ana akwan bebre no asɛn ɔse ebehia pa sɛ yeso Ghana fo sebio yebeba samra no yedi bia ebeba Ghana yedi bebo ye kwan no ho ban ɔse ende ukɔ eye Burkina border Ghana fo a omulodu nyoma free eye de Ghana omutumi epie so e de nyoma ne taso ema car no bob ma omudu Burkina border because omni se Burkina de emra ne ye adwumanti omudu a no moyi nyoma no se ne beya omuka no ebetumi eduru saa weight ne pepepe ansa no mo de wura kuro nim ɔse eye afia ebesimi wahye ayo road minister say e was say sa emra no sebio ye hye bi wo Ghana na omune sebio driver for omo articulator trucks omo asebio omo cars eko long journey omo fa nyoma ediko Togo Burkina ene Niger ne ade no omo nyina ebetena se ene different stakeholders meeting na omo nyina ano akobankrom na omo beti ase se Ghana yedum pempenso bia obia entumi emfa weight bia anaka bia wabo ape so emfa ye kwan so inti o catch Rose Minister say yen starting di hudwuma ebedum pempenso bi o Ghana ha no ontumi enloadu car ma ne mbro so ema onfa Ghana kwan so if you say I was see a boy a kwan no ho ban intend no o catch Ghana for ono so edena koma pass na koma so pass say e was say a kwan ye Ghana ye no e was say a kwan ne che 20 years 30 years na de kodi enta ye kwan say nyina ne say e cars dodo a e fa nwoma enam ye kwan so no wait no ebro so inti sebia Burkina for year and the Ghana for do Burkina border na omo yi nyoma ne bi efri so na omo ka no mu ha amde akofo omo kwan so no samra no obehwe se ye behye bi wo Ghana sane ye be ya nipa bi entumi empele nyoma omo ntumi empark nyoma embo omo ka ma na omo fan say yakwan a ewo Ghana inti John Dramani Mahama eko eye Western region no ono so ekirikiri bu kire Ghana for so oko Western region a eho kwan no dodo no eho ena sebio Ghana nyoma eko Burkina Faso Ivory Coast ni nyina no sebio dodo no eche no ne edefa inti eho no uye akwan no dodo no pe na sei ni nyina ne se eye cars akese efa kwan so no load e wo mu no aye na doso inti o se odemra ba se ne be ya yenso ye bebo ye kwan no ho ban se Ghana ni tumi twika ekodu Burkina border na so tumu se mama load no amba from ye mami wurema o se yeso yete ache se yete kroma o se edi mra so in the John Dramani Mahama ende watude num tuo akasa ama Ghana fo nyina ehu de ekọ ende wo hwe senia oye adwumadie na fefefe a okotwa akwan mu ma ye de dwumadie hyehyɛ so a nyoma oye bi ewo eye Western region enie
That's right. And see, also more for my ordinary music, mention signing, so you need to call it. Oh, I want some more. You get that. That's right. And that's our woman. And that's our woman.
Enti the nation builder wakwa antics kakra Western region na antics na hu ye no o pretty machines a ye de ba bebu adwuma sa machines yi car yes we ye de kufa do tena so na 9 ka form on say sa machine we no wo pretty a was so 9 to me ka form now to me so machines not now to me chenyi no na na do dan kufa do etia including this man na 9 ka form the 9 ka form so ana on shoda ni broni beka sa solidity I am making sa on shoda ni 9 cent team form o 19 from our own to me and change but we also the cons ye o de ko sima ko ye se ti akobo dan mu nti John Mahama ya antes kakra bi e Western region say see there we bie and say we you kuma poma kwan mu a ema dwumadie we e be so we ni nsema ehia a Ghana and the president Sebio oye nation builder no dwumadie a odi no ye chechire mu ma Ghana fo nyina ehu de ekọ now I say nyina ti ase the special prosecutor na asem no aikoye ngonran. Now the Kudientia make a Ghana for say the special prosecutor is a liar. And NMT, you know, special prosecutor and court office, Sameda and court office, they went to meet at another place to discuss how they can put together some evidence to come and deceive Ghanaians. So the whole day I was monitoring them. The special prosecutor, Sameda Akon, Akurugu, none of them came to the office. Intende, you bet you for not coming to work. I was saying, making sure say, I check his uncle for we. Aya see Eja Beng. Sameda Akon, One Akurugu. These three people did not show up in the office today. This morning, I made my guys go park right in front of OSP's office to monitor them coming into the office. None of them came to office. The Omo say, Oma kwa share a special prosecutor and next office now will be in Nyawota Maklu, the hospital in Chenhono, deals, That is where they met today. That is where they went to put together the plan to come and deceive us. But don't worry. And then pay Eye Samida Akwa on na say Okasama eye special prosecutor's office. Yen nyina enim say emmra kra man ho kwan say e wo say etua ne ka e wo special prosecutor's office no and they grantee interviews. Now, interviews or grantee no Osama case ni kra eye worse. In fact, obekire say special prosecutor no in fact ombugana for omun shada eni eye de engina so eye investigations omuso ma ye eye evidence any docket no they don't even have any docket. And oba eye TV3 and your friend wa phone so and the agent adwene say sebio de ekoso no and the nyina be hu say the special prosecutor that is supposed to make sure say the docket no or the attorney general or the attorney general he should just sit back. The attorney general will prepare every single thing. The only thing I also was trying to say attorney general Bekacha and say I've been able to secure the green light, go to the United States, go work with the United States Security Agency and bring Ofuriatta back home. That's all. And it's always checking the whole thing out. The also anka OSP and say or say on the docket in my attorney general or the docket in my attorney general no kwatan office no train say attorney general here information bia on ho obeka chen say oh me here document we. Now it is the job of the attorney general to take over from there or no any America for any best started in kitahu senior document omu here yet nyoma also transmit komo nyoma was sebi or the chiromo evidence no. It is the job of the attorney general. Now say attorney general so to me satisfy the United States government and yet the security agency on mudin koma. Then when it's given the green light, the Obekache OSP and say betuma kwaji the green light now take it and go to the US. The Americans are waiting. They will collaborate with you in the US for you to bring the criminal back home. But the OSP is making this whole thing so complicated. He is trying to play politics with it. Now Mumianko tie the communications person of OSP office or yet illegal. Salary awarding a chrono salary because the OSP Act, it does not cover that guy's job. And here's something we will deal with. I have somebody writing a petitioner. The rights, the institutions to question the OSP. Sami the position, the OSP Act, does it cover his position? But let's go into this matter. Still on the OSP issue. Now, OSP versus Ofuriatta. Now, Samida Ako can send me and pay our TV3. Now, someone can say, we a news day, or saying the most important thing we need to focus on is how we will justify that Ofuriatta is not persecuted, but being prosecuted and has nothing to do with politics. Asama Obi na no can say a person Ofuriatta ba. I say any Ghana for near prove America for say yen tata Ofuriatta na sebio Ofuriatta yedene ba amana begina emrano. Now at the end of the day, when you get the OSP's office telling us to say we Ghanaians, now the OSP is now trying to draw a distinction between us Ghanaians, their office, and the Americans. They are speaking as if said they are not working for us the people. Now let's go listen to some of the statements he made today. Let's start with this one.
I don't think that there is any problem between the OSP and the Attorney General's office, except those who do not understand. The issue really is also not about a docket. The OSP, as you are aware, has been working tirelessly to bring Mr. Ofuriatta back to Ghana. And it will not do anything that will frustrate all the months of the work that it has put together. When the OSC started this work, many people had very little faith that we could even put him on red notice. And if you take a look at the timelines and the things we have done, you will notice that we have done a very diligent work in ensuring that Mr. Ofuriatta is brought back to Ghana. And the OSP is not going to allow this process to be politicized because Ghana has one shot to bring back Mr. Ofuriatta. And if we allow it to be politicized, our chances diminishes. And I'll tell you why. Two major things. The OSP is supposed to give to the Attorney General documents that the Attorney General can use to process the extradition. Now, this document is what people are referring to as docket. The OSP has not refused to give those information to the Attorney General. In fact, just September, although that information was not leaked, the Attorney General had written to the OSP and asking for even an incomplete investigation report. And the OSP has assured that it is building up the rest of the information, and as soon as it's ready, it will transmit to the Attorney General. So really, there's no issue. Unless you do not know the documents that are required for extradition, let me quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Ofori-Atta, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrants remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The OSP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why you should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people don't know the meaning of red notice. It means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Ofori-Atta. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, a lot has been done.
So, Sareda Akono Onye, and there, Akokan Brofo, Mammy Jomunchre, APZ4. Yabusan said, na, Adentina Attorney General, Ebusa for docket. Because Mwangasan and Dramoka said there's something called legal, Mr. Get me that. There is a processor. Sa process no, a Attorney General Nkwana ebetumini the United States government etumedi nkomo ama yetumedi Ken Ofori-Atta aba. Now, we didn't quote that statement. Now, Anope Busan said adentina mon collaborated with the Attorney General. Now Attorney General entumi kofa Ken Ofori-Atta number. And I say, oh, adene die bibie ni we kyerɛ sɛ yɛmpɛsɛ yɛne Attorney General bedi nkomo anase yɛne bɛden yɛbɛboa no ɛmana kofa Ken Ofori-Atta aba. Ni nyinaa ne sɛ ebia Ghana for dodo no mon hyɛda nsuade nkɔ ekyire. Ye ɔka no no. Ya adwene hyɛda ɛndɔ nkɔ ekyire. Yɛnya research yɛnkenkan nti asɛm nankasa yɛnte aseɛ. Ɔno ɛne ne boss ne akurugu nko ana te aseɛ. Ɔse bibia yɛfrɛ no docket. Yate docket. Ofui bia sora na ɔka docket. Na yɛne Ghana for no yɛnte docket ase. Ɔse docket ne kyerɛ sɛ nyoma a wobɛhia ansa na wetumi akɔfa deɛn akɔfa ɛyɛ deɛn Ofori-Atta every America de naba Ghana. And then your friend docket no. Inti yaka docket a file a nyoma ubehia steps a ubediso ansa na Ken Ofori-Atta wetumi aboni chenku ede nefri abruchire ede naba Ghana se ombegina emrano. Na wakasa no osi the OSP no e was say ode den ode sa docket no ma Attorney General. Na sa docket no e was say you make sure say answer na OSP ni bema Attorney General no na docket no nyoma e was say e faso nyina na steps ni nyina no a cover answer no de ama no o say bibia e friend warrant o say so hwema OSP etime secure warrant a e kire say Ken Ofori-Atta e was say de to Interpol red alert list so kire say Ken Ofori-Atta you be a or your wanted man o say no kura Ken Ofori-Atta say bi o ende ye ka say enu beda Ken Ofori-Atta so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta kura ntumi ntu kwan. Sesi ano OSP aye adwuma ma ebi nsida ne nyina ne se OSP kwaje saa eye Interpol eye alert list no Ofori-Atta kwato Interpol list no so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta ntumi ntu kwan first no munim se Ken Ofori-Atta tumi free America ko Ghana London and from London to America but because omo ene eye Interpol ye adwuma nti Ken Ofori-Atta de sesi ano omo restricting the movement meaning the OSP knew or had known say Ken Ofori-Atta is in America. He has been going to UK and he's been coming to America. Inti we didn't know until OSP catch the say Ken Ofori-Atta from time almost started say almost tracking no of US echo London free London ever US until say omunya Interpol arrest de toast no na Kenoforiata odi America ni UK akoniaba. Okay. Okay, so now see. Right now no nimpa se Kenoforiata tete America or tete around the DMV area. Because the DMV Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Into omo intelligence say Kenoforiata tete Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Na ne kasa emu no omayati ase say omo OSP no saa nyoma no se omo ntumi am prepare ni nyina fa ma attorney general entumi and start and take steps to make sure say America for no ama the green light manama OSP green light so onkofa Kenoforiata mra. But remember time na attorney general actual letter koma OSP no obusa OSP nyoma mi nsape o si OSP docket no sa steps no fa be kire me baby awodru bia wo de pese me hu. And secondly for we investigators are almost investigating matter no so ka ho no mo me ka ho na me ni omo na and go through the steps, because I don't think say it is only the OSP who can basically go through the steps and know say way anyway, because OSP ni ka kire say attorney general nkwa na ewo authority a obetumi aiden any America for akasa emomo agree say was say ye de Oforiata ba. Now if the attorney general does not know the process, the attorney general will not ask you for the docket. Now, so the docket is the attorney general. Now, attorney general who's a docket now, they are bread no. In fact, docket no, BB eto siniwuma. The attorney general will reach out to you, and the attorney general can say, bring the docket in its current form. The reason the attorney general edit it in its current form, she will say, on say steps in your own sankaye into with the fabra. Baby Eduno, Ebia or no Crampono, through his influence as the Attorney General, no, you are trying to get a document. Yeah, you are struggling. He can use his office to help you secure those documents quickly for him to present those documents to the United States. Into the Attorney General say, bring the document in its current state. Why didn't you give it to the Attorney General? The Attorney General wasn't saying, say, hand over the investigation, no, Ninamano, or say for investigators, steps now offering the docket, no, because at the end of the day, I am the person who is going to face the Americans. If you are going to be given the green light to go to America and extradite Kenoforiata, it is only through me. If I am not able to have an agreement with the United States government, the security agency, who OSP no, you cannot go to America and extradite the Kenoforiata. And the OSP catcher will say, bring the document, in quote, bring the steps that can enable us to bring Oforiata back home. Why have you refused to bring it? Now their argument in say, oh, and that's what my excuse in say, OSP say he's still investigating some matters in T. So Oriena or your redia or the docket, no, and the in quote steps na ebet me be Kenoforiata abano. Attorney General. This does not make sense. Now, Omokasano, CO says the Siano, see a Pesia Kofa Kenoforiata ba. I was saying Ghana for prove America for say Kenoforiata and Yam Fanem Basse betatano. Na Sebio Yadene Basse Obejina Edien, Obejina a year court, Abegin Semiano. It is not up to you, the OSP, to determine that. To explain to the Americans why we need Kenoforiata, it is the job of the Attorney General. You, as the OSP, your job is to give whatever you have found on Oforiata. You have gone to court, you have secured a warrant, give it to the Attorney General. Because when the Attorney General is speaking to the Americans, he is going to show those documents to the Americans that this is the reason why you need to let Kenoforiata come to Ghana. The Attorney General is going to make his case. You are not the one going to make the case for the Attorney General. Wait until the Attorney General tries to make the case and flops before you can come in and say the Attorney General did not take his time. But at this point, hand over the documents to the Attorney General. He will go through with your investigators. He will go through with your office to make sure, say, all the boxes have been checked before he can make a move. Because Okachire say there is something called a mutual. There's something called mutual legal assistance, and it is only the Attorney General who can have that discussion with the Americans before Kenoforiata will be allowed to come to Ghana. And I say you can have access to Kenoforiata. So why are you now trying to say you are the one going to show the Attorney General what to do? Now, Utie OSP in some kikana. When you read the letter na a free OSP ho a call chief of staff wana mami expose OSP in show. per the statement they are making now and the defense they are trying to put up. Kisieja being on kind of cray or you're one liar. Mami Chawade, one will let away. Let me read exactly what was in the letter. And time Kisieja being actual letter Akoma Jubilee House no. The statement he made. I want to say Kisieja being on kind of cray. Now you see this first letter or Choko Jubilee House no. Shade. Me read that show. Me read na show say asamna brand and can read the TV sunday no. Wabodam. We are not supposed to listen to them. Now, when you read the first letter, which is the 2nd of June 2025, Kisieja being Echokoma the chief of staff, Tiewedi or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor (OSP) requests for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta, who served as finance minister. Who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 and 2024. Now, this request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Oforiatta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Contractual agreement. So who taking it from top? The reason why OSP actual letter who started from top the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now the heading was request for the institution of extradition processes. Request letter now Chokoma chief of staff no or say or request say or mobile boa ma ode Ken Oforiatta den edina Ghana. Now ocho letter den ocho letter or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor request for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension. He is requesting for extradition processes. Who is he requesting that from? Who is going to grant the extradition processes? So it means when he was writing the letter to the chief of staff, he knew he did not have the capacity to extradite Ken Oforiatta. Now he was telling the chief of staff that I am the special prosecutor. I cannot hold as institution, as a person, go through instruct Ken Oforiatta to come or instruct the Americans to bring Ken Oforiatta, and that I have an office, or I believe there is an office that can actually execute that process. It's for him to even say he is requesting for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located. So OSP knew from the day he wrote the letter to the chief of staff to the Jubilee House to say he cannot start that process. It is only the Attorney General who can do this job. So it is not kind of OSP who is supposed to put the steps together. The OSP is supposed to hand over investigations to the Attorney General. The steps or the processes is supposed to be handled by the Attorney General. Now, the OSP now is trying to tell us to say, or no, and also your steps now your investigations no hand them Attorney General. Attorney General is not asking for the processes. Attorney General is asking for the investigations. Is asking for what you have been able to get so far. After your investigations, the processes can be done by the Attorney General. So from your own statement, sir, Adena Okache say mutual legal assistance, it is the job of the Attorney General to do it. So the mutual legal assistance, the Attorney General will have to sit and say, okay, if I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is what I have to do. If I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is what I need. If I want to bring Ken Oforiatta, this is the institution I have to talk to. Now, I have to make sure I have the investigation proving that Ken Oforiatta has committed a crime. So you give the investigations to the Attorney General. Brief the Attorney General of the crimes of Ken Oforiatta. The processes to bring Ken Oforiatta is not your job. You see, there is a difference between the processes to bring him and the investigations. The Attorney General is lumping the process and the investigations. And then I already confused Ghana for no. Because the Attorney General's job is simple. Do the investigations and hand over the investigations to the Attorney General. the Attorney General will find the processes to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, the Attorney General, the OSP is saying, I am doing the investigation and I'm doing the processes. No, it is not your job. It is not in your place to be doing the processes. Kissie Agyabeng is a liar. He has done no investigations. From his own letter, he was seeking to be granted. He was requesting for the processes to be instituted, meaning he knows he cannot do the processing. He knows the Attorney General is the only office that can start the processing. He can do the investigations. In fact, to secure a warrant is not any big deal in Ghana. It will be the job of the Attorney General to convince the United States government security agencies to secure a warrant in America to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. That is not your job. That is the job of the Attorney General. It is the evidence the Attorney General will provide. It is the evidence and the case he will make to the US government, the security agencies, and be like, you know what? I have a solid case. This is not persecution. This is prosecution. I need this man to come in person and respond to some answers in our court. So you, the American government, I want the court to understand humbly, these are the reasons why I want the court in America, the jurisdiction where Ken Ofori-Atta is, to grant me a warrant of his arrest so that I can hand him over to Ghana. The moment he gets that green light, he tells you, the OSP, to go to America, sit with the agency, however you want to arrest him. By the time you get there, your warrant is ready. Your arrest warrant is ready. You do that and you bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. So there's a distinction between investigating a matter and a process that is going to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. There are two different things here. Inti Kissie Agyabeng Chantro on Kanokre. On said right now he's talking more as his utterances are more political than being the special prosecutor of Ghana. When the special prosecutor is speaking, and I say their spokesperson is speaking, he speaks as if said they don't live in Ghana. They speak as if say they work in a different area country. They are working for we the people of Ghana. And in the first place, Ghanaians want Ken Ofori-Atta back home to answer questions. It is not persecution. You, the Attorney General, you, the special prosecutor, your job is to investigate. Getting a warrant in Ghana or talking to the Interpol to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list is nothing extraordinary. When you went to Interpol to tell them to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list, what did you show them? You showed them the evidence you have gathered and the reason why they have to put him on the wanted list. You cannot just walk to Interpol and say, put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list. You need to prove it. You need to be able to prove to them that, in fact, this guy has committed a crime, that he needs to go back home and answer questions. So even you securing that warrant, it was the evidence you have gathered that helped you or aided you to get that warrant, to be able to put Ken Ofori-Atta on that list. So if the Attorney General is telling you that the same investigations you have done, give it to him so that he can use that investigation to start the processing or the process to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home, you have no right to say you have not finished the investigations. Because I don't think the time you asked for the warrant or you went to seek for a warrant, you had completed your investigation before you get in the warrant to put him on the Interpol red list. Time Omaya didn't to a Interpol red list. I'm not sure Sasata do review investigations in that. But the investigation kakra wo ye na wo de kire Interpol no, they believed you and said yes, this guy is supposed to be on the list. Why are you not giving that investigations to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General wasn't saying say give him a full investigation or say give him whatever you have, the investigations you've conducted so far, what you have plus your investigators. What is the big deal here? Today, Sameda Akurugu, let me tell you, I didn't want to tell you this, but let me tell Kissie Agyabeng. Kissie Agyabeng has an office, Peduase, right? Around Peduase. Peduase Lodge, between Peduase Lodge and getting into Eastern Region, he has an office there. That is where they met today. Kissie Agyabeng, between Peduase Lodge, and all the way to, I don't want to mention the specific place, but our new office, that is where they met. And all his deals, that is what he's doing. That is where he does it. I want him to know that I know more, and I am going to come hard on him. OSP, I know too much. I have you on video. I know too much about the things you've done. There's this building, Watodaibi, Pediasa Lodge, between Pediasa Lodge and Eastern Region, that house is there. That is where he meets all the people or say Wachiomo, they are under investigations. That's where he meets them. I'm not going to let you get away with murder. No. You will have to answer. You have not prepared any docket. You are lying. As I speak to you tonight, they are working on some flimsy they are working on some flimsy report. He's lying. He never had a docket. Now, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, Ken Oforiatta at the US, in fact, they even know where exactly he lives. Why are you not adding that to your report to give to the Attorney General? It means, OSP office, they have been talking to Ken Oforiatta. They even know where he lives in the DMV area. They know exactly his location. Now, they are hiding all these things from us to date. Now, Mama Cho in someone I know can say, there are some processes, there are some things that they have to do, which is a year, and you may be a year, Mami really had been sure. Thank you, team. Can you a special prosecutor on Kano Craig? Kisia Jabin is a bad man. Kisia Jabin is a liar. Mama Cho idea. On sana can be say yani yantinyo maybe I say diplomatic and the processes. Look at this. You see when you read this, this is what it says. Legal and diplomatic processes used by the FBI. Now, mutual legal assistance treaties. This is what it says. Ghana and the US have agreement that allows law enforcement agencies to request and share evidence, conduct joint investigations, and support extradition. So the mutual legal assistance, that is what it means. It means to say, any US abide our agreement. Any US a minor our agreement to say you pese ye kwachi obi every area US ba say wa bokro no Ghana. You say ye ni omo area agency, security agency no. I say ye ni omo area ever together. Na ye ni omo area share evidence. Na ye conduct joint investigations. Na ye at the end of the day, it to me supported the extradition of that suspect. It is say OSP per se, ejuma way easier. This is the job of the Attorney General, not the job of the OSP. Say OSP catch say they need to make sure they are in diplomatic processes. It is not the job of the OSP. This is the job of the Attorney General. The OSP is making it look like say Attorney General Jumano, Wajad in the Jumano. It is not his job. There is no docket. He's lying. He has never conducted any investigation on Ken Oforiatta because he is the one shielding Ken Oforiatta. Now, Interpol coordination. The FBI often works through Interpol Ghana, issuing notices or coordinating arrests with local law enforcement. So the FBI, yetikroma na FBI for bar, Ghana, and omone ye police, and ye security agencies, collaborate here, omobechinko for be free Ghana, ediomokoye. It's the same thing. That is how it works. So the OSP wants us to think, say, a Jumani is so tedious, and so complex, and that a Juma be breguno so. Or say only the OSP was able to secure a warrant. That is nothing. Nobody is forcing the OSP to secure a warrant. Nobody is forcing the OSP to put Ken Oforiatta on the Interpol red list. The OSP needs to do investigations and give the dockets to Attorney General. Attorney General, it is his job to make sure he extradites Ken Oforiatta. So the processes are the job of processes, no, Attorney General Juma. The investigations, no, OSP Juma. Finito. But the OSP keeps lying every single day because against a Ghana for Jimmy. Now, when you go to, let me educate you on something. Ghanaian security collaboration. The FBI did not operate independently. All arrests were made in partnership with Ghana Police Service, the National Security Secretariat, and the IOCO, that is the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And this is referring to the recent arrest they made. FBI Bahano, they worked with all the security agencies to effect those arrests. It is the same. We have a treaty. We have an agreement with the American government. It is just the Attorney General just requesting, just providing the evidence through his office to tell them, say, you know what, I'm the Attorney General of Ghana. We have one person we want to bring to Ghana. He used to be a former minister of finance. Now, the reason why I want you people to help me extradite this guy is because I have evidence proving that he is a man who is wanted. He needs to come answer questions. He has defrauded the nations of billions. Now, these are the evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to see. Now, if you look through this evidence and you are satisfied, your courts in America can give me the warrant, or even not to give me the warrant. You guys can help me do the investigations, find this suspect, and deport or extradite this suspect to Ghana. That is how it works. Now, OSP person say on na area diplomatic processes no on na oil jurisdiction justification on na area bibia inti eja bibia gunu so oboa. His job is simple. In the first place, why crowd put a catcher they say on fake for to Interpol red list so why a catcher no? Your job is to investigate. Oh yeah, investigations ni we are now. Who find it out to say Kedufuriata is guilty? All that you do is go to the Attorney General and say, Attorney General, this guy, we have investigated him. He's guilty of all these crimes. Now try and collaborate with the American Security Agency. We know this the jurisdiction he's in is in the American jurisdiction. We don't have the power to just go in and bring him. Based on this evidence, try and convince the American Security Agency. Let them believe that, or let them understand that these evidence are solid. Let our team and their team collaborate and investigate. After that, let us extradite this guy to Ghana. Finished. Why are we today sitting here? OSP is lecturing us and telling us to say, Jimmy, we don't understand English. We don't know what is happening. He's the only intelligent person, so we should all wait. He's lying. Kenneth Furiata has been in this business for long. Kenneth Furiata is not a new thief. Kenneth Furiata is not a modern day thief. Kenneth Furiata is an ancient thief. He has been doing this for years. Kenneth Furiata knew that Sika Obewia or Ghana no Yewia ebe chase no. Kenneth Furiata left Ghana at the right time. He knew what he was doing. What the warrant never told us, and you know more will be court say he's going to fight you. He has been doing this for years. Kenneth Furiata is a master in this. He has been defrauding this nation Ghana for years. He knows where he can go and hide that. It's difficult for you to extradite him. And it's not America no. Kenneth Furiata has investments in America. Kenneth Furiata has been doing this for years. He knows all the loopholes. So you, the Attorney General, you, the OSP, you should not make it look like you're Jimmy. The OSP needs to be sacked. Eh? I can tell you on authority that the OSP has no docket. He has no investigation report. Let me tell you. They are putting a report together. Kenneth Furiata, or your veteran. Kenneth Furiata, yes, Senate, or the time you see Kenya di Ghana. Kenneth Furiata, or your OG, Ope Kronfo when you Kenneth Furiata when you walk kronum. And then was started signing with you. So you, the young Attorney General, walking there full of yourself and think it's only Obiano. You cannot lie to us about anything. Your job was simple: investigate and hand over dockets. That's all. The processes to bring Kenneth Furiata back home is not your job, because one guy letter come at Jubilee House, no, you made it clear, and we now understand. From your first statement, you made it clear, and I may pointed this out to you. Say the Office of the Special Prosecutor request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found. So you know, if you could do this yourself, you could have done it, but you know that you don't have the capacity to extradite Kenneth Furiata. It is only through the Attorney General's office, through the mutual legal assistance. That is the only way that the suspect can be extradited. That is the only way that Kenneth Furiata can be investigated and brought to Ghana. So why were you making us believe, say, why are you people making it look like say Jimmy at Ghana? Attorney General is OSP is a liar. And I will never retract this statement. The man is a serious liar. He is the problem of Ghana. All the criminal cases also are investigated or bois. He's using it to do business. Kisi Ejabin is a liar. Let's not underestimate Kisi Ejabin. Oni Kenneth Furiata mu na ye adwuma onim de oye. Kisi Ejabin is a liar. The people who work with Kisi Ejabin are those two people, Akurugu and Same Dako. These are 3 musketeers. They are making billions from the OSP office. So far, we have spent $50.5 million on these 3 people. Go to the OSP office and ask how much they are paid. This OSP has bulletproof cars. He has mansions all over the. See, I am coming to show you Papa Wesika how he has duped Ghanaians through that office. $50.5 million. Akwa we ajisika we on chekotre ema osaki kan kwasi asam kireye small boy sameda akobeke kan kwasi asam radio so OSP so much study OSP he's using the same tactics like Jane Mensa on say ende ejaton so no wakotete ena oma ni slave sameda akona on needing kwasi asam no sameda akwa is the one responding to everything. When a pet limelight reach OSP, when a pet sympathy will Ghana chain OSP. When a pair say or person you want to say or your mobrowa HN OSP, this is the best time for him to prove to us say he is on top of the game. But because he knows he is not doing the job, because he knows there's nothing like an investigative report, because he knows he was lying to us from day one, he has now gone into hiding. This is a very important issue. We expect the OSP to be speaking. The same thing they could for Adamo, Emma Jane Mensa. When it came to the most important part, it was a Jimesa Casano and a Quasiabano, yes, or Cotinanchain, now Bossman, Jimmy Nembe. That is what they do. Say Bassa or Becasa Beje fans. I don't know Becatre a second of Rata when your warrant. Say Anfanocoto Interpol. So I don't know Becatre. I don't know. Obey a press conference or no one in the Nimubajes are fans because you say Jimmy or the Babe better the CV. Into when it comes to coming to take the fans, coming to take the samba. Eba se oba beje sikanoa na odi ne nimaba say a chine so abokro no pe no akotete o se same da akombeye. You people will have to be investigated. First they have to sack you, investigate you people and prosecute you people. You people are liars. OSP asem we enyanjai kan ye be gina so until say e be pamum. And those people who were and Poladomochi ontumi ka OSP asem. Poladomochi because the OSP sat with him and told him say krono wa bono so peso jeli na onko kana asem so on pesi ebe jeli na onye di ene Poladomochi cannot discuss OSP. That is the business OSP does. Poladomochi is guilty. He knows he needs to go to jail, but because OSP making sure say or pese or making money out of that office no or becho or say ende so one can one tuma memeya jelu into Poladomochi he's scared because the OSP has a lot on him. And Nitina, you see somebody like Paul Adumochi and Otumika OSP asem. Obeka Kura or Brabra so Ontumiko deep. You know the reason? Because he's part of the people the OSP is using his office to protect. See ye OSP we free wa Paul Adumochi beko jail. Kenofurata bedem. Chema Mustafa Hamid ni case no omo bedem sa ABAJ sanko forinya but you see OSP no a strategy wa kantan so. He knows what he's doing. We should not underestimate the OSP or a dangerous guy. Me say, Mumbuza Poladomochi say, what's his opinion on the OSP case? On Kabibia. Or Kabia or Beko jail. Because that is the deal. On Henena, Omoko Pachoma Poladomochi, that is the deal they had. Stay away from OSP and live. Because you are already a criminal. Inti Poladomochi, Asawa Shenetu. Inti seba OSP asamananka sa ultimi kebi. He will make a passing comment because ne life is chained to OSP. Inti Poladomochi munyane na na mosa na omuntumi ka OSP asebnyina. It's because OSP akachiro me I have it on you. If you go do guy, I'll put you in jail. And there are so many people in Ghana, they can't speak about the OSP because we didn't negotiate threaten no more. If you mess up, you go to jail. OSP are some way the biggest case in Ghana today. I don't know what you don't be. He's scared. He's scared. Jail. Paul is a criminal. Paul is a criminal. Until we should not underestimate what the OSP is doing. Or a dangerous man. Let's not see it like OSP there yebejano. Now, so if you read a document from a year the authorities, the number of people who were extradited in 2025. My mentor said OSP is a liar. Let me show you something. You see this document? The team say the document. Let me enlarge it. Okay? The Ministry of the Interior to the magistrates of the District Court, Accra. Who read the letter? Who read this as a UAR? 18th of March 2025. Only womb. These are all the people who were extradited from Ghana. The FBI came, they went to court, they got a warrant, and they extradited all these people. The FBI, when they came to Ghana, they came with evidence. They came to prove to the court to say, we are not just coming to pick these people because we hate them. We are coming for these people because they have committed a crime. Until we read the document now, you can see clearly, OSP is lying. Now, you see, say, whereas a requisition has been made by the diplomatic representative of the United States of America through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration to me, the minister to whom the president has assigned functions under the Extradition Act 1960 for the arrest of Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare, all Ghanaians. And whereas the said Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare are suspected to be in Ghana. Now, therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred on the Minister for the Interior by Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, the following order is hereby made. Now, it is hereby signified that a requisition has been made to me as aforesaid, and you are hereby required in accordance with the provision of Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, to issue a warrant for the apprehension at the said Kwame Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare. So you see, this is what the FBI came, and when they came to tell our country that, you know something, we have come with the evidence. We want to work with Yoku. We want to work with CID. We want to work with Ghana Police. We have enough evidence to prove that these people are in your jurisdiction. They are in Ghana. We are from America. We want you to give us the green light to pick them away. This is the same process that we can use to go bring Kenofuriata. Why is the OSP telling us to say we need to make sure he has put a process together? This was through the Ministry of the Interior, the Foreign Affairs Ministry. So why can't we do the same? And you, the at OSP, you have told us the mutual legal assistance. It is there. The act is there. The way to go is there. So what is your job, OSP? Your job is to provide the evidence for the Attorney General to use in bringing this guy home. So let's not entertain nonsense in Ghana. The OSP is a liar. Mema Obia Njinindi. Say evidence, and I'll prove to you say it's a lie. Every single document this guy brings, I'll prove to you say that document was put together in less than 2 weeks. I'll prove to every Ghanaian. The ref say omo mutual report no, they are my people. The ref say omo audio mudin komo, they are my people. The ref say inkofo na offer from so omo no na put a report together, they are my people. Every single thing that he's doing, I know. The day he will release what he calls the investigations, I will release something, and you people will be shocked. Kisie Jabe is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Sami Dako is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Akurugu is another liar. These three musketeers, they have taken $50.5 million. They are just playing with us. Now, Momi Enko Enim. Now, there's another question I want to ask the OSP. Now, from a Sami Dako interview granted in Deno, he told us to say the OSP knows about the whereabouts of Kenofuriata. Meboa. Now, Mamimbo Namimbusa OSP one question. Or Chinamuina Mumusano. I want to say OSP is a liar. Listen to the guy's interview again.
I don't think that there is any problem between the OSP. Quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Furiata, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrant remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The USP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why you should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people who don't know the meaning of red notice, it means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Furiata. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, he restricted the movement of Mr. Furiata. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing...
Now, pay attention. Also, Okasano, or say, they have information that Ken Ofuriata was crisscrossing between America and London. And they have information that Ken Ofuriata is in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, when it comes to jurisdiction and location, they know. Meaning, at least, they have an idea of where Ken Ofuriata is. And you need to pay attention to those things. Okasano, osi omunim, sena Ken Ofuriata of US, Eco London, Oko Enoba. And almost our information says Oba USA is within a DMV area. Meaning, when you're talking about jurisdiction, when you're talking about location, the OSP knows where Ken Ofuriata is. It's not like Ken Ofuriata is in America somewhere. He said they have been able to pin him to DMV. He's in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. Now, so we read the letter now, OSP Chokoma, Chief of Staff. The first letter now, OSP say the Office of the Special Prosecutor requests for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Ken Nanaya Ofuriata. In the letter that OSP wrote to the Chief of Staff, the OSP could have simply stated in that we know where his location is. But in the letter, he made the Chief of Staff understand that they, the OSP, that office, they do not know the whereabouts of Ken Ofuriata. They don't even have his current location, the jurisdiction that he's in. But he's writing to the Chief of Staff to tell him, say, they should help him find where Ken Ofuriata is. To remember, when he was writing this letter, he was basically telling the Chief of Staff, we don't even know where this guy is. When he wrote the letter, what he was trying to imply was that we don't know where Ken Ofuriata is. We don't even know his location, the jurisdiction he is in. So the Chief of Staff, they should help him start the process of extraditing Ken Ofuriata. And the same people are telling us today that they have known that Ken Ofuriata has been moving between US and the UK. And also, they have pinned him to DMV area in the Washington, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, time and ultra letter na koma Chief of Staff, no, the OSP knew the location of Ken Ofuriata. So you see, the OSP is a liar. Now, okay, this is what it says. The OSP is blowing himself up. Now, an extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta, who served as the Minister responsible for finance of the Republic of blah, blah, blah. This request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Oforiatta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Even in his second paragraph, he made it clear that Ken Oforiatta has left Ghana and that wherever he's heading to, Onumpo Onim, they don't know his destination or his location the moment Nana Ultra Lieutenant Chief of Staff. No, they didn't even know his whereabouts. They don't know whether he's living in India, in Japan, whether he's in Canada or he's in America or he's in... They didn't have an idea, jurisdiction, location. But the same person, the communications director of OSP, was telling us, say, they knew that Ken Oforiatta was moving between US and the UK and also in the DMV area in America. So why was he acting as if he didn't know the exact location of Ken Oforiatta? Kisia Jabin is a criminal. May try and manage the report number. When he brings his report, I will show you something. You'll be shocked, the whole Ghana. And I know he thinks to say, Obia Nimsa Adiano. Me per se, or no edits an investigative report about the real job he has done. Now, my mention the OSP Act, Diane Twaso, any other stories, is 644, 1044 in Ghana. There are so many things we have to talk about today. But Mami, we quickly. Now, now the OSP Act, Ediana, Intel, Ediana womb, Mami reading show on Queen. The OSP Act, no, let me enlarge it. Send it back. Kevin Taylor. Son of Kano, one share document, minimum call for no. Now, mandate of the office. This is the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017. Yeti office no actor eboho baini. Mandate of the office, except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to direction or control of a person or authority in the performance of its functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Acting in ye. The OSP is not independent. The OSP works under the Attorney General. It is the OSP can say they are independent and they are an institution that works on its own. Is lying. The Attorney General can instruct the OSP to do something. When you read the Act, the mandate of the office, point 4, 1. Except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to the direction or control of a person or an authority in the performance of the functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the OSP office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct. So Act nature say the Attorney General can instruct him, it can authorize him to initiate an investigation, to conduct an investigation. The Office of the Special Prosecutor should take instructions from the Attorney General's office. Even though it is independent, it is still working under the office of the Attorney General. The Act states it clearly. So the Special Prosecutor is not like an independent and in absolute independent that nobody can instruct them or talk to them about something. The Act is clear. The reason why I be reading Act is because I'll be showing you something very soon. And me besa this Act way too trim. Me won't say or prepare fake report to be. Or the side report to the bar, make sure what DB. Anytime I say Act way for too trim. Obi say, why are you not directing some of the blame to the NDC administration? You are being biased. Why should I direct? The Attorney General asked for the information. Why is the OSP holding on to the information? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Actually, you don't understand what is happening. Without the investigations, the Attorney General cannot just go to America and tell them, I want to bring Oforiatta. Attorney General needs to make a case. Mumu bimwe Jimmy. The Attorney General needs to make a case. And the only way he can make a case is when the OSP had provided or OSP provides him with an investigation report. A factual with evidence. And then the bullet to bring to the US authorities to say, based on these investigations, based on these facts, we want to bring Ken Oforiatta home. Help us investigate and bring him. So how do you blame the administration when the OSP is supposed to give the Attorney General? If the OSP hands over an investigation solid, and any fake investigation, an investigation that is solid, not the Attorney General now, then we can stay on the Attorney General because he was appointed by the president, and tell the Attorney General that, per what you have been given, is it enough for you to go to the US security authorities or security agencies to request for the extradition of Ken Oforiatta? Mo MPP for mo bi mo Jimmy anything na obi te say Kennedy Bawumia Bane Champon and kwasiafo wetumi dada mo no mo adwene ade say asantefo kraman yema mo dompe amompe de bia mo chewing gum. That is why majority of you people are stupid. MPP for mo Jimmy. This is not about NDC MPP. This is about rules and regulations. People adhering to strict regulations. Your job is this and someone's job is that. Do your job and let us know that you are credible. Do investigations, hand it over. That's all. And I say, oh, Adentina, blame the government of the day. The government of the day is the Attorney General waiting for the investigation report. More MPP, now, let's move forward. There's this story here I want us to talk about exactly 6:50 in Ghana, no, about 10:50. And the institution in term, we have been on air for 1 hour, 21 minutes. Very, very tough. Now, I mentioned another story we want to talk about. No, I think social media story. This is one story I believe say a very, very important, and it's got to do with gold in Ghana. It's got to do with and how gold prices are costly. Now, there is something we all need to understand, and sometimes because of being too excited, there is a reason here gold for oil no, but we de buy no, and the eka ebeto Ghana for over $1.8 million. Or let me see, gold for oil boy eka saying we are talking about over 1.8 billion Ghana cedis, close to all the 317 account, almost 1.3 billion. All those monies we lost it under gold for oil. There's a reason now, and the news are and say gold price hit new record high 4,222, and the gold bakwa it is worth $4,222,000. Now, right now, we are excited as a nation, and this is a very important conversation we need to have. Now, check gold prices are. Say, and the gold price is a costro, and the Ghana dollar no above from abedu 10, and the majority of Ghana for are excited right now. The amount of gold we are producing as a nation is going up because we have put measures in place through gold board policies. Right now we are able to guide, we are able to make sure gold that you to Ghana have legally, they are basically bought by the government. Now, so gold prices say akosra. From my experience as somebody who deals in forex and somebody who knows a little bit about how gold works, my little knowledge and little wisdom tells me to say, we as a nation, we need to be careful about gold price here could say. We all know, say right now, our economy, a gold in the economy, we all know. In fact, so your gross, your current gold reserve, and your gross international reserves now. So we seeking gold handle about 45% of Ghana yesika yeteso yedi Ghana hujuma. So it is a big deal. In this end, gold price across Ghana as a nation, we are excited because now gold price across to gold. But we also have to be very careful. And this is an advice I want to give to this government. This is a genuine advice. And I went into a meeting with my team and I told my team, say, if Ghana doesn't take care, we are sitting on a time bomber. You're very careful. Gold prices now air kosro. Sebio, majority of your sika, your reserve. You can see a reserve. Sika, your wadawa, a physical gold, about 45% of Ghana sika. We have to be very careful because gold, a commodity beer. Obeda na adiachino, the price can drop from $4,000 to $1,000. Now, the danger in what is happening now, people like us, we are scared and they say, yeah, economy, right now, we are producing a lot of gold. And when you go to the Bank of Ghana, there is a lot of gold sitting where reserving. Now, right now, you say, because the gold prices are going up, our gold is worth a lot of money. Now, you need to understand and say, send who check it the way a gold prices are cost. Now we call back into history. Now we check it the way a gold prices it me fluctuate. The way a gold prices overnight it me sisa. The way the dollar reacts to the shocks around the world. And I say dollar, the way it reacts when it's under pressure, that is the same way gold also reacts. So into what check here, I'll show you a chart about 10 years back. Osha dollar kofoma na gold kosro. Because the two move together. Say gold kosra na dollar bafom. Say dollar bafoma na gold kosro. The two work together because say amount for dollar eba foma, people don't have enough money to purchase gold. Now, say gold bafoma, people at the end of the day, because dollar goes up, people have enough dollars to purchase gold. Into Usha, gold and dollar, they move hand in hand. Right now, as a nation, Yesika about 45% of Yesika Yawono are a good Bank of Ghana, a physical gold. Now, when we have physical gold like this sitting at the Bank of Ghana, and we are not the people who determine the fate of gold, and I say how gold will maintain its value in 24 hours, then it means we need to be very careful as a nation, banging all our hopes on gold reserves. Now, when you go back into history a little bit, I'm talking about a Bank of Ghana. The reason why it's here, Bawumia did gold for oil buyer, your Kana was that Mahamudu Bawumia were lifting the gold and then going to exchange gold for oil. Now, so we lift gold in the anopa, na gold an ounce, 4,000. Now the number persona who could do Dubai, now the physical gold kwakwaje oil. Now be do na gold price is not at about 2,000 an ounce. It means so we lifted $20 million worth of gold. Udi bedru Dubai that gold and $20 million it has dropped to $10 million. And that is the danger when an economy rests on physical gold reserve. I am not saying we as a nation we should not have gold in our reserves. We need gold. Gold is a commodity that never goes out of fashion, or gold is a commodity that every nation needs as a backup. But when the nation prioritizes gold over everything and makes gold the main backbone of its financial status, then it means that country is walking on a very slim line. Now, what we have noticed in NSA, when you go back into history about 10 years, let me show you something. And this is a gentle advice I want to give to the Bank of Ghana. I want to give to the finance minister. This is something we need to concentrate and speak on. And we are going to have this conversation for about a week until the authorities hear, because we are doing well now. Though gold is up now, but gold cannot be trusted. And the amount of gold we have in physical gold, the Bank of Ghana, that gold overnight, say 100 billion, it could turn into 2 billion. And let me explain to you why we as a nation, respectfully, we need to have this conversation. Because our international gross, your gross international reserves, about 45% a gold, a physical gold, you are walking on a very slippery slope, dangerous. Now, you see, when you check the trajectory, when it comes to gold and a dollar, so check it, this is gold price and US dollar correlation and 10-year chart, and I'm going to show no. Now, so check it, the 10-year chart, gold and the dollar, correlation, the way they work hand in hand, you will see, say, anytime gold is high, it gets to a point, it is going to drop. Dollar will take over. Now, we have seen gold rise over a period now. And the gold is around 4.2. That is 4,200 and something. Now, gold will go to a point where it will peak. It cannot go again. Now, that moment now, it will peak, you need to understand that the dollar will be gaining its strength. Now, when the dollar gains its strength, automatically gold will drop. Now, gold have been through 4.2 there about now. Gold is still peaking. At a point, it needs to drop because the correlation between gold and dollar, that is how they are able to manage world economies. And remember, so we check a chart where blue one and a dollar, and you can see the gold as gold, and you see the way they move. Oh, say every time now the dollar is peaking, the gold is also going peaking down. And I'm saying the gold, you could see that the gold price starts to drop. Now, the more the dollar goes up, the more the gold goes down a little bit. Now, at a point, you could see say the dollar peaked and a gold and a peaky past the dollar. No? So, as we speak today, the gold value, it is doing better than what we call than against the dollar. Now, the probability, and this is not a probability that is half probability, a 100% probability say gold where it has gotten to in a week or two or maximum a month, gold will drop. There are so many things that brings, and I say, decides or determines the price of gold. Send there, yada, na say adia channel pa, you're reporting with CNN, Fox News, wherever, MSNBC. Near said Donald Trump is sicker. With all due respect, he's not feeling well. The price of gold will drop. When the president of America decides to make a statement, maybe people think, say, it did not go well with some business people around the world, the price of gold will drop. So why do you keep physical gold, so much of physical gold in your reserve? Abra, when it comes to dollar, the cash dollar, you can use the dollar in different ways. You cannot use gold. And let me tell you, it is good you have gold, but it is also good that you have enough dollar cash against the gold. When you fall back, said cash, you can fall back on the gold as a backup. Now, when you look at this chart, you can see clearly say gold will go and get to a point whereby it will drop. And this is the situation whereby I can tell you an authority, the amount of gold we have as a nation now in our reserve is close to 46% of our gross international reserves. Very dangerous. Now, what we believe, and from our checks, what I believe should be done is simple. Now, when you go back a little bit, we have enough gold in our reserves. Now, say enough gold. We have, I think, in 2024, time about Omiamo Efrisuno, the last quarter of 2024. Now gold, now you're near about 27 tons of gold. Bank of Ghana. That was the gold and a Bank of Ghana. The reason why I got for oil near Bokano was that we were lifting physical gold and going on the market to exchange for oil. In the process of even taking that gold, physical gold to go take oil, in that process, that period, the gold can drop. In two time gold, 20 billion. Undu Dubai, now cut 6 billion. So it is not wise for you to be lifting physical gold and exchanging it for products like oil. And it's now, gold for oil, we made a lot of losses because they did not have the intelligence to understand, say, gold is a commodity that basically fluctuates and its price is determined by every second. Now, our little advice, the best idea buying way, and the Bank of Ghana is simple. Now, so I'll step back, the last quarter of 2024, now gold that you our Bank of Ghana, now 27 tons. That is so your gross international your gross international reserves are gold, physical gold are not a Bank of Ghana no, na about 33% of our gross international reserve. Meaning ye sika ankasa no, sika ema ye running a crow way to say Ghana no, na gold physically or 33% out of the 100. Meaning time about omiamu free power no, near about 27 tons of gold sitting physical gold at the Bank of Ghana. That is enough gold. That is a lot of gold. That is gold that you can run a country with. Now, interestingly, about 2025, no, our gold reserve are now about 27%, which is 33% of our gross international reserve. No, it has now moved from 2025 first quarter to October 15th. No, it has moved from 27% to 45%. In tons, no, now we have 35 tons of gold. So since the introduction of gold board, since the introduction of rules, regulations, making sure the smuggling and the illegal gold, we stopping all these things. Our gold reserves, physical gold, are now 27 tons. And represent 33% of our gross international reserve. Right now, it has moved to what we call 35 tons. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, almost 8. We have been able to increase the amount of gold a good Bank of Ghana. Right now, our gross international reserve, we are around 45%. Meaning, yesika gold, yesika gold, a representative 45% physical gold. Now, so what physical gold? Usika daho physical gold 45% of reserve is dangerous. The advice we want to advise the governor, we want to advise the Ghana government is simple. At this point, we should at least make sure say, sa baby about to gold 27 tons na 33% of our gross international reserve. No, we believe from our checks, we believe say we are supposed to cap the amount of gold we have at the Bank of Ghana. Yamfa tabono entusu ekodru point we say okay, you do 27% of gold, which is 33% of our gross international reserve. No, let us cap it. Yamanin siwa. Any gold be a benya after 27%, which is from 2024 to now, we need to change it into dollar. Inti sa 27 tons near betu what we believe will help Ghana Nibia or Sheben and say $1 dollar no overnight. You built $1 now cost 17 and it's 16 now. What the government should do now, and it is very important to me. Because when we looked at the trajectory, now we study the world market, any other dinner, what we believe in is say, if the government of the day or through if they're able to cap the amount of gold we have in our reserve, because when you have physical gold, 27 tons, now say, sa gold no egu or reserve, say adie now say gold price every 4,000 abedu 1,000. That 27 tons, say a representative $40 billion. Remember, it will now represent $4 billion. But if you are able to make sure, so what capi gold, 27 tons, even when the gold value drops, now say the world reserve price not drop here. The physical one, which is money, because the canon, when you convert it into forex, which is physical dollar, that will not affect the dollar. It means you will still have enough reserve to run your nation. Let me make it simple for you. Sanka 2024, NDC for about 27 tons of gold, which is enough, 33%, and then come cap now. What would have happened? And they say, and there, and gold be a what the NDC government or the Bank of Ghana is supposed to do, and they say, every gold that comes in, they need to change it into dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. And this idea about China, now see gold price, it has dropped from $4,200 to $1,000. At the point, sad dollars now, gold is into dollars in your home because it still stays where it's the value is still the same. What we will lose is that we will lose the value of the gold. And the issue is the gold is not a commodity we are selling today because we have dollars. So what we can do is say we will still keep the gold. We are not going to sell when the price drops. We will still keep our 27 tons. What we are going to do is we are going to work with the gold we have changed into dollar. So the Bank of Ghana can now fall on the dollar. The gold that they have sold and changed into dollar, and then the 27 tons now you copy gold. We should be able to put a law together. you do 27 tons and not 28, 29 tons, we should not add any more gold. What we have to do is any gold we get after 27 or 28 tons, we have to change it into dollar. Because we cannot trust this. If Ochanopa say dollar no change, na say gold no drop about 3,000, 2,000, it means say gold na 45% of our international gross reserve is the Bank of Ghana no price ni mwache too. That means we have devalued the gold and it is going to affect our forex. It is going to affect the dollar rate. Meaning we don't have enough dollar to do business. And other internet the same mina you will say dollar na cost no. Why don't we cap the gold? Let us cap the gold. Let us say it is enough. If you have 28% tons, 28 tons of gold sitting at the Bank of Ghana, it's enough. Now, from January till now, I was here a ton. Near done in the money, you're done in a dollar, near keeping a Bank of Ghana. I dear betching. Not Donald Trump, sorry. Now can BB, and not Arabians, BB, and not Tokesi or Middle East. Now say because of gold price that drop here, we don't care because we have enough gold. We have 28 or 27 tons. We don't want to sell because we have gold. We have sold that. My physical dollar is still, and that is how we are supposed to run because he take it decision way quick. That's a gold way. The price not drop here. What is going to happen? And they say the Bank of Ghana will have to absorb a canon. And remember. Problem say right now no to gold Emma Bank of Ghana, which is a gold board no. The prices they are buying the gold in the market no. Also try to say in the market no gold board eto gold no $2 and I said $20. Now say international market so eto sa gold no I think say $18. Remember the moment Sabia, you turn $20 our market so our Ghana. They say aggregators in your gold at $20. Example. Now see your international market. Now say and the gold no, you say your tono, you betumato, omotono 22 and I say omotono 18. Meaning sa gold na Bank of Ghana to toy no automatically gold be obeton be about $2. And that is dangerous. So imagine say sa gold we go nyina over be 35 tons na adia bechi na ye de sika be 100 billion a ton nyina market na be go Bank of Ghana na adia bechi na ye kwa koton na sa price ye ton market no so no it is cheaper than the price we bought and also adia bechi na price no so asa drop it half. It means say sa 10 billion ye to sa gold market we will end up having only 2 billion. Now who is going to incur the loss? What is going to happen is say the dollar is going to rise. The dollar is going to move from 10 to 17, 18. And because all that they did was that they relied on gold. And the stupidity of them, they could not change some of the gold into cash. They were relying on just the gold, physical gold. They'll put it in a ship and say, take it to Dubai and go and buy oil. When you get to Dubai and the price of gold has dropped, it means you have already made losses before buying the oil. But right now we have enough gold. We have about 35 tons of gold sitting. And all these gold, in 24 hours, the price can drop. So my advice and my little advice to the Bank of Ghana, please, we should cap the gold. Sa gold near about 27 tons is enough gold. You can even just cap it at 30. Just cap it 28, 20, cap it there. And say, yeah, the gold do 29 tons. I am for gold in CBM. You better turn the baby bia. Mama yen turn the baby bia and then $1 near Fingu Bank of Ghana. Because what happens in the say gold untumi for enko business. And when I say you cannot do untumi for gold and you see gold as bonds. You can't use gold as bonds. But you see, when you have dollar, it's liquid. Dollar can do every job. A juma dollar betuma yeno. The gold cannot do it. In fact, you need dollar to buy gold. And see, if you put all your hopes on gold, that's a gold price drop here, your economy will shut down. And let us be smart. We are producing enough gold. Let us cap the gold. Let us cap the gold. 27 tons, 28 tons, cap it. Let us sit at the Bank of Ghana. Whether gold price goes up or goes down, do not touch it. All that you need to do is go there, from January till now. No, sell that gold now. Sell that gold and make it money. Make it dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. That is the only way we all need to speak on this because yansheye that's our dollar we be do 4.2 adebechi and any shock happens that gold will drop it to maybe 2,000 that we are done as a nation. Let us all understand this simple thing because we have been there before. In 2024, now gold and the Bank of Ghana, it was worth 3 billion. Today, as we speak, gold at Bank of Ghana is about 5.7 billion. That is too much. That is too much. 2024, say, gold worth $3 billion. Let us keep it there. The Abeka 2.7 billion. We need to change that into physical dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. And I am respectfully telling the governor, I am telling the people who are in charge, sign your way here. And I'm never going to stop talking about this because, you see, Ochina Mekan Wasem, Monday Mekan Wasem, I will remind Ghanaians, I'm abandoning who say, the people want you people to take the right decision. Because we live here. Me, I'm in Forex. I've been dealing in these things. I know. Dollar never could do point to be to peak and could be. And the only thing it has to do is to drop. Every single drop our dollar, it's a negative or a debt to Ghana people or the government of Ghana. A car when you go back, now check a car at the same boy when they were in office. It was because of the gold that they were basically selling directly. Because at the end of the day, they hopes in go gold in so time gold in the physical. Transaction will not gold price the crowd drop it. So every time there's a deficit, it goes against the Bank of Ghana. So what happens? They say, so I could check it. Add this more. A car Bank of Ghana boy, majority of them, it was because they were dealing directly in only gold. They were not changing some of the gold into dollars. And if we are not careful and change our ways as a nation, and I know these people, this group of people, they are knowledgeable than me. We told you so. My economics, we are seeing now, but I'm speaking basic. Moment copy your gold, respectfully, Mr. President. The finance minister, the governor of Bank of Ghana, many economists, but I know the streets. Ghana for mutiema, omo anantiache, omunim de Americano. Let us cap our gold. 27%, 27 tons, 28 tons a year. Keep it as physical gold. Gold that is starting here since the inception of gold board. Let us change all that gold into dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. Say gold price echo form na enough dollar, we wouldn't care. The gold will sit there, there will be any problem. Say gold price esa could do 8,000. Our gold there will be valuable. We can take some and sell and make dollar. Because day to day, we deal in dollars. It is very important. Gold we here dollar. Gold. O person we gold we here dollar and now they have to gold. So let us at least, and this thing really worries me. It's something I'm a person we need to, because say the Bank of Ghana and the government of the day and the finance minister, so man say anxious idea way now gold will drop here. We are done. The dollar is going to shoot up. I'll come back and discuss this matter again. All right. Now, and the ayatollah say after your marking Akasa team, stay with me. Team, you want me to show something? It's okay. Do you still want me to show this? Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. We are going to speak on this again. And then we can speak on this particular table. All right, team. Now, and after your mark in Akasa, TORKONO, the first son. And TORKONO's first son is saying, minority reject removal of Chief Justice Getri TORKONO. The process lacked transparency. To date, no one has seen the said document that established the prima facie against her. Minority, after your marking, and on your opportunity to speak, or the constituents I could see our 500,000 Ghana. And as usual, MP before say, TORKONO. Bonnie Okodi ya Pamono as the Chief Justice, no. Say, Anko ye, encha ye. and that feel say sebio a kwan na yede Torkono fast no establish no establish evidence against no a constitution so ama ye pamo Torkono no MPP for ntiase enti anya den. So what should we do? Into munya power mu be yi obi edi. At the end of the day, if you don't understand the process, go to court. Torkono is not coming back. Afenyomakin became so powerful and so disrespectful. The first time in the history of Ghana, a member of parliament felt to say our power change speaker of parliament was because Afenyomakin was licking the butt of Torkono. Now Afenyomakin or Tafri Torkono too. At a point, Afenyomakin did not even respect the judiciary, the legislature, which was independent. At a point, it's not Ghana. Yet to can't assemble our parliament. Now Afenyomakin an opportunity to Torkono or say, make sure say you call my case. Now there were so many cases sitting at the Supreme Court. Now Miami we have a children two. No afraid case no with dear Afenyomakin. At a point, Afenyomakin, because of Torkono, the NPP majority in parliament never respected our constitution. And all these things went on. And today, say yatina sidia wusa Miami we jumadia odi no sebio obokro keta hye ene nyoma bi a wendi so enti e wo say yetwe to akonwa the people who were enabling de Miami we no. You see, the NPP at a point after Torkono say Chief Justice no, they felt to say Torkono was young and that Torkono was one of them and that they were going to use Torkono to suppress Ghana. It was when Torkono came into the picture and Omokachire say Ghana card kran fasoni so. Omokachire say ukuta passport to cry a useless document. These people told us nobody is a citizen of Ghana except Sameri, who is a foreigner. That is what they used Torkono to do. The Torkono buyer ever turning the constitution upside down. They did not respect anybody in Ghana. In fact, during a time and no more power, not Torkono, Chief Justice, the only thing they will tell you is go to their mother because they are licking their mother's ass. And that when you go there, their mom will tell you that my children, the MPP children, you cannot do what they do for me. And at a point, we all felt to say, and then Omani Yebunisa, I didn't know Nipebi Ahajaki Omano. Afenyomakin to me PF free parliament or disrespected speaker. No, the Mikaba Supreme Court in less than 10 hours. Na mami we have free case. Ediam Afenyomakin. So at a point, you will say a chrono. There are some people na ya dibia momo omuna na omorani chrono. There were first class citizens and second class citizens. If the minority in parliament, if they feel say the constitution edin juma they don't understand that. They can equally go to court because they tell us that they are good lawyers in MPP. KTM Jimmy Jimmy no a lawyer. Afenyomakin Wankasankasa we a lawyer. There are so many quack lawyers in the MPP. You people can put a document together and go challenge the decision in the court. Why are you standing in parliament and making noise? Who cares about Torkono? Torkono herself knows to say, Wendim Raso, Ebesinne. Why now Ghana wait much emraba kwa constitution ibusua emyade pam Torkono because Ghana constitution e pam Torkono enya wo enya me e constitution na yede tumi ahyem no ene ne pam osono maame. Until you people prove to us say constitution is a mistake, say constitution is nimra bi so, say constitution is biased, then but if you're not able to prove that to tell us say until the from the day you establish a case no obi ani hu bibia that day you are not making any case. Go to court and force the court to give you the facts. Never bet say unimumrano, na say unim nyansa chen nyina. On say efutu pidi no, ono we Jimmy kakra. A youthful exuberance. Onyini nchemesa but on say a Juni bani team. Afenyomakin team no, odwin say Ghana fo nyina adwuni so e say winiba fo. MPP fo mo winiba no, Afenyomakin hu mo say Ghana fo nyina adwuni so te say omo. Enti ana or ne Ghana for kasa, I know just on this sebio MPP apetition for more winiba na kasa. No, the majority of people are more MPP. Afenyomakin constituency or MPP for my junior form. Do ne apetition for sa MPP for mu gu sa area hono or your omo MP no I na adwene say because do no ma petition omo MPP for omo adwene wo fom nti I na adwene say yen nyina adwene wo fom. Until this guy comes to parliament and then he starts to talk about nonsense here. Assembly of Parliament in it. Listen to the look at this. We believe that in 2028 the minority will be the majority. Such a childish talk. Efutu PDD, the pedophile protector. He talks so childishly because you see, party na onyo monamno onimsa party no dodo ne Jimmy. So in their head, you know, when they say these things to their followers, it makes them feel say they win power. Now you can't just stand in parliament and tell Ghana for say, oh, in 2028 the minority will be majority, and then the party, some a serious party, Omeka say you are stupid. This is the time for us to reflect on the things we did. This is the time for us to prove to Ghanaians that we basically run this nation down and that we can do better by making sure say we learn from our mistakes for the next 28, 30, 42 years. This is the time you need to make people understand. Say, Mwankasa must say Krono. Now the arrogance and the self-belief, because Uwo bi say Masawudu we Jimmy ontumi nchron kenkan. Uwo bi say Mustafa Ayedie Salam we Jimmy Hwenanabi. These people see the party foot soldiers, they don't respect them. You just come to parliament and say, oh, in 2028, the minority will be majority. After your marking, they handed a party, Nanipa 176, so one day and then you could tell. After your marking, you led all these people, and I 87. Now, say MPP as a political party, so many munyansa. Say party no many munyansa no munjimiya. Even NDC are no more opposition, and no more 136 or so they were able to still reshuffle their leadership because and yes, no leadership in you. They needed some new faces to bring some new energy to show a new direction for the people to see. Say now we have pumped some new gas into our leadership, and it's that the MPP even NDC even changed their leadership at a point because it is not say. Haruna Idris is bad. Muntakamu they are bad. The party wanted to let the people following them and also Ghanaians understand. Say this is a party that is showing a new face, that is showing a new gas, that is showing a new form of ideology, vision. So we are trying to change the face for people to understand that it's a party of diverse people, diverse ideas. When even the leadership changes, the party will still be consistent. And these things in communication and in politics, you know, it really helps and it goes down because so hand the party at the Akwawi parliament with this number of people. Now you're Kotuaba, that's a number that drop about 87. Now as a political party is still rallying behind this guy, then the party is made up of fools. In the chair African market numbers no about 30. And so what is the standards? And then I'm going to measure Akwawi performance. And then MPP for mode air measure a Futu PDD the performance. Then mode measure the performance, and it means to say if you people don't have a problem with this guy bringing the numbers from where it was to 87, then you will still not have a problem when this guy takes the numbers to 50. That is the message you people are sending out there. That is what you people are telling Ghanaians. And Ghana will not take you serious again. If this guy is still leading people in parliament, what else is he going to add? Then or the Bible come home, he's just going to scream. Or better turn home, or be insinuate, or because where madam for, where they be careful, they will not give you appointment. You there we know you. The party, sir, Obe Jimmy was have 4 years. Now number 87, now about 54. That is what he's going to do. He is going to try and showcase himself. He is going to try and you see, this guy, his problem is that the moment he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, he's not thinking about his party. He's thinking about how good he will look to himself. And his whole stadia, he's full of himself. Anytime he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it's like, let me prove to MP before Jimmy Fon say, me a lawyer. Now, me are qualified to be in this position. But he is not proving to them, say, I can use my intelligence to bring this party back to power. And every time, so who's studying here, power. When he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it is not about his party. It is about making the other person in front of him look less than him. An inferiority complex. People who think that's how they feel. So every day, he looks at the other side. He sees a lot of people who are better than him. A lot of people who basically in politics have conducted themselves better than him, who are proactive, who are progressive, a lot of people on the other side who he is trying to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forsen. He wants to be like Ayaraga. He wants to be like the people in front of him, Haruna Idrisu. He still sees himself on that level. No? So his competition is his opponent sitting in front of him. His competition is not to make sure Ghanaians understand the people he's leading as a minority in parliament to bring the NPP to power. It is about himself. It is about what he's wearing, how he's speaking, who he's bantering. It is not about projecting the NPP as a political party, making Ghanaians understand. He is not thinking about that. It is the deep inferiority complex that is suppressing this guy. And you see, that is why sometimes you see him. All his banters are, I need to pick on this guy. I need to prove to this guy. This guy, Munshano, where do you wine? What do you position? I will ever. He is not there. He is there to feel himself, to let people into an inferiority complex. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP still seems so young. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP themselves, they have not still given him that room, that thing he deserves. The way he's feeling, that is the same thing Akufo-Addo felt for 33 years. He wanted to be president. Until also he's spending more on how he wants to look. He's talking about his shoes. He's talking about his looks. He's talking about who is not going to get position. He's trying to make sure, say, the people he wants to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forsen. This guy wants to be like Haruna. This guy wants to be like Ayaraga. This guy, he wants to be something. But the people he's leading, the people still don't recognize him as somebody, because MPP4, they still see Oseche Mensah Bonsu far, far intelligent than this guy. And this guy is trying to match up to that level. He's trying everything possible to be known by force. Address me as Osahin. Address me as this. This is the MPP. So you can see inferiority complex has suppressed his inner intelligence. So I will share the deep power. That is what you will see. Yeah, it's all about himself. Because he did not get the opportunity to lead. He did not get the opportunity to feel, say, he is in charge. You can see a man who is clamoring, who is trying everything possible to be recognized by his fellow men. If this guy was supposed to be in Yugoslavia and go gay, because he does not know where he belongs. Do you get it? Into Yenya psychology say, when you watch people like Afenyomaki, we laugh because he's the easiest, he's the weakest link in the NPP in parliament. You see, when Ayaraga is speaking and Afenyo is speaking, Afenyo feels like, why are you still making me less? He has bought all the shirts. He has bought all the suits. He has bought all the red souls. He has tried everything. Still, he is not getting to that level he wants people to see who he is. Anything at all, Breno. And if this guy, everything is about, this guy in a few months ago, one can't say he should be addressed as the majority leader. He was having a fight with a reporter. And the inferiority complex. Since he said Osisu as Akora, he has never gotten that thing. And he's still searching for it. This is a guy who was fighting a mere reporter. Why did you address me as minority caucus leader? This is the most childish, foolish thing I've ever seen a politician exhibit on national television. Hey, why are you addressing me? Why are you addressing me? Today you are the minority leader. The guy is so daft. His level of intelligence is so low. It is all about himself. It is about how he wants. Everything is about, don't you know me? Do you know my position? Can't you tell? Don't you know if that is him? Into one say or pray. Imbre a friend no. Yamfa Osahin amba no ntia say we muna me hwani Jimmy. Yele chanchen hine for kra yamfa chanchen hine maye. Yesterday tie nim. Yamfa na Osahin ntini buofu. That is how low. Our Yugoslavia go gay because onwankasa onim ne gender, onim who he is. So I don't waste my time on this guy. He has our Obika, he has a borderline personality. Yeah, he's on the line. Afenyomakin is suffering from borderline personality. Onim, see, he wants to be somebody. He's trying. It would study on anything to change the face of the NPP. But NPP no more Jimmy. They don't know these things. Yeah, this is Afenyomakin. He's on the borderline. This guy, inferiority complex. Or try BBS so emfa. Look at him.
You took the trouble of coming to Parliament with two persons who are alleged to be bailiffs and went to the legal office and went to the legal office to yourself, directing officials of the legal office to receive the service of courts in the country. And it is stated clearly there that the Speaker can be served on Mondays during working hours. There were reasons why we came to those agreements. You are aware of it. Yet you kept on insisting that service be effected whilst the Speaker was presiding over the proceedings of the House. You, as leader of the House, as majority leader, you are saying that this was service because you threw the court processes on the table and walked away? Is that how you effect service? Please, to quote the common parlance, don't go there.
With respect, for the past 12 years.
He's on the borderline. He doesn't know. On respect, I would say he envies a lot of people, some personalities in the NDC, and he wants to be them. So when he goes to parliament, he's looking at what people are wearing. Atosha Abazi, Iba Shet no Shato, Ayarga, what is he wearing? Look at Haruna, what is he? So he's in competition with nothing. Take your time and watch him carefully. Or Yugoslavia and Koyoge or Tomo. I'm telling you, Onim where he belongs. He's on the borderline. And so such a person comes out and says, 2028, we will be majority. How, on what basis do you say that? Now, a whole political party, you want Ghanaians to see you say, you people, a party, ma rejuvenated party, no, a refurbished party, no, a changing party, no, still the same crooks, the same jokers, the same liars are leading you. So who is going to be attracted to this party? Now, let's talk about this. And the cabinet at the Assembly Abetuo. Assembly is simple. Cabinet has issued directive to reverse changes made in names of public universities and the Ekufuado. Thank you, John Dramani Mahama. Nana Dudanko Ekufuado, agovewe wanko school papa biya Ghana. Obedi president no the oya say o change university din ere to the busuafo. And the John Mahama ama instruction cabinet say San kwasi adin order to the busuafo so universities no yensesan yenyi nyina mfiri ho. Akwa we de enisanka in Ghana ye bia book bi krampo hu nanim wom is or a dead news or a bad news. And the cabinet say any school Ekufuado beto ye any school Ekufuado change din de koto ne papa so ne maame so ne busuafo so no. And the cabinet say yama instructions yan reverse ni nyina for schools ni din enko schools ni wo ne busuafo. The independence of Ghana, you didn't play a role. I want one Ekufuado's family member, they play a role in the independence of Ghana. One. Obviously, JB Dankwa play a role in our independence. So be Ebema speech. Near Frose Bejinawa, who play a role. Nana the Dankwa Ekufuado Ebusi ni biedi wa. You better make us actively. They sacrificed for the Republic of Ghana. None of them. These were United Kingdom watchdogs. In 1960, 1950, 54, 50, 1950, 51, 52, 53, now I'm a pie a boy at 2 They were working in Ghana in 3-piece suit and smoking cigar. These are people who are selfish. Obiaso a lawyer ko school abrochire. These are people who did not contribute a dime. Obo in school back Ghana. From Nana to Nana Nankanswa to ne papa to ne papa. Ever seen there, Ubusomwa Yenina Eko Law School. Nobody can point to one factory or Musia Amdafa Ghana Nijuma. These are Chimsakawa small chicken. They have not contributed anything to the development of this day. Nothing from independence. But Akwa the president, you know, why need to shine say Tete Kuraba say a dinner on Wabetu na Obiesi school ye di atosono. Obiabe bobra abetechire Ghana esi school me di atosono. Oba na so odene kwasi asesa din. Abra wo kuraba wan hihye bi e domi abra. And these are the things sometimes it pisses some of us. Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado for 8 years, he wasted our time. Me akwa we huna na me bu ofu. me hu Jimmy for no to so Ekufuado so a onam ne kuta ni mu te say a toilet cap ana na mebufu akwa be di power ma hu ana otumi gina bedwom no odidi ni patam otumi ka cha hemfo so mo sorry Jimmy we today he deserves respect from me. Now you got ni na hu akwa we ka say Ekufuado de ya feel na wo Ghana ni we Jimmy akwa we ogina hemfo ni ka so mo sorry no mo nchia no ni patie we nipa mu kodu we otumi gina nipa mu we. What is respectful about this guy? No respect. Ayana mu refi nyoma akwa we be ye as president. Otam akonwa sika mu e na odinam Ghana kwasi apenyi we. Na just abrochi a be prema sadi we asoso because Ekufuado de we nyini yo na we nyini na we jimi a montia no monka nkyene se de na oye ne nye. Ende me ne moti Ghana yi senka Jo Mahama tam akonwa sika mu na odinam Ghana anka nkwasiafo de na baka kira ntafo. Kamubedi Boliban boy for atem di omo hinatem edi ntafo atem se ntafo ejimi mo akanfo nkwasiafo akwa we bedi nkwasiasem wo Ghana national anthem ne ba na ote ho ejina phone so na na dodan Ekufuado obo national anthem obi yare o ma minister in charge onko bu nipa nku no akwa we ye nipa yesoso ne so wo Ghana ana mu refi mu ho ana na na dodan Ekufuado bedi president yakotam America rapper a ekrom ha me ekomi fie kura me mani wura eba Jubilee House be no mu ri ebe bo nyom wo Jubilee House the seat of government kwasi ampenyi we respect be no and ye dina tema no obi to us on tiasie ye dina tema on tiasie en kwasiade Ekufuado ye nyina no kan nipa ba ko pempo ye bi wo Ghana as the president and ka mo akanfo nkwasiafo kan den ka mo da hoka mo akanfo ameka ho nkwasiafo ma anka den ma no dem. What has this guy done? Ade papa be pa na gove we oyema Ghana ye dina tama na ko wu a mosebo ntiase e na wanyini na hwana ni panyini woni fie panyini a wajimi o se ka kye ne se de wo ye ne nyansa nim yanti krom a e de Ekufuado anye ye ka se ye ko back ni abobo nkwasiade a Ekufuado aye. This guy is full of himself. Odi president ye wudi o ye Ghana ha o snobing nkofo o keka nkwasiasem kire nkofo o tamakonwa sika mu kwasi ampenyo ka je se oba be si national cathedral be si ne 8 years we di esika nyina ma jimi we da wonam Ghana we are still paying him. O say ade na medi Ekufuado ade Ekufuado o che Yesu ade papa be na we Ekufuado ho akwade jimi mom yan kan chen se we jimi no mfa nkowu se ne be ya obi su efifi na opeso osu Ekufuado a obo se Ekufuado be jimi ye ne di na tam se ne be ya ono so be twe ne ho afri jimi no ho na Ekufuado di nkwasi asem yese we nyini na penyina jimi a won kan se we jimi. The guy basically wasted our time as a nation. Me see, let's flip the coin. In kwasiade Ekufuado be imagine say Mahama na president and Mahama baba akofa American rapper aba Jubilee House abegina abeto nyoma beka fokiwa anka asante hine bekasa anka mampon hine bekasa anka akamemu ahemfu nyina anka bekasa say hey se de ekosuni anka bantma kejetia anka menuanuma asante forma obugudwom anka mbeyi omotode omoto atwifom say bi nsida kwasiafo mutumi kanche Ekufuado yeti krom ha na nado danko Ekufuado esensen akonwa sika mu dinam Ghana munya mu ya moa yetia mome yanka no kura nkyere nkwasiafo we ene ye sore de soso jimi so ya soso jimi so a magana be edruni enti obi ba na obedi sika na okọ adan a we de wanyini obi ba na obedi sika na ne ma edi yie obi ba na obedi sika na ono de yare bo na ye na kwa abrochi akohwe no obi ba na obedi sika onsi hospital obi ba na obedi sika na mo ahiafo ajimi fo rugu ho e defending kwasiafo o ya wo busuam obi ani wa wonya 20,000 Ghana da o do kwasiate ankinkensu e defend Ekufuado jimi fo a wutia o taxes man 8 years a okotu amena se obesi cathedral o ya kwasia mike wo papa no sombosum akwa we ene ne nkofo be gange ye edi musika nyina edi nkwasiasem wo Ghana ontumi point to one regional hospital o do kwasiate o Ekufuado any 10 years no wu ede na obeye ja on Ghana ho na nado danko Ekufuado ade na obeja wo nana ebetumi aba o se free SHS abuofunu unim nkwara omnyem wo free SHS green blue red traffic light ode bae na nado danko Ekufuado ogina simpie so ka kire se obesi 350 senior high school kwasia o si school akokra ye hwe Ekufuado de busuafo te se nwan. We fed them. They were able to order pizza from UK. Na kwasi afo to Jubilee House. No mudi. Na obiti de bantama. Na adiat sanajo. Na onya baby fan it into a hospital. Kwasia. Otu wase Ekufuado nyeshi. Ekufuado boni ya obedi okuro ebini. We sit in this nation. John Kuma eti Asantimemu as an MP. May he so rest in peace. Yare bo John Kuma Asantimai yentimenya hospital bi ensevu John Kuma. Kwasia nka wo hene nanka sa yare de to no a ka na beka de wo ka no. Mo Jimmy ni ete Ghana. Nipa bi ba no mo take advantage of you. No mo din kwasiasam and they hide behind what we call adia your friend penyini. Na some penifo mu Ghana na bia ne go America. Ade na kwasiafo yare de mo ba America be hwe mo yare because mo amudi o mo chiri mo Jimmy. You people don't want to tell them the truth. Somebody penyini kwasia tamewu is better than for me to sit for penyini kwasia actions to kill me and my children. And then you tell me a Jimmy phobia say Ghana. Who the hell is this fool? We ja abrantie we de and the only nche me my bro teenager. At least me wunna ma wumienu. At least me wunna me so me testy abrabo. So I'm not scared. I want you to know Jimmy na body team no anything yete hande. Mama yenye serious as a nation. Galamsia eku ye nyina ye ni maybe start here. We know where it started from. Yet Ghana na ye we mu de na we mu de ye nka we nim na we de wa nim ye hu ni po ye de kwase ate wasa ye nsuo nyina say and after 1 year pe mo se Mahama me solve Galamsey problem mo ye ntwamoa mo jimi ye tena krom ha ahemfo ti kronim ahema ti kronim asofo ti kronim na excavators su de from Paul Boate the report be mai kufu ado kwase ampanyi se enkofo we na say nsuo na na do kufu ado pepa na tokoto twene odo kwase ate wo blemu Mahama ne say Mahama solve Galamsey wo ya kwase 8 years machines nsuo mu mo ahemfo ni nyina munim mo ahemfo ni nyina mu nyina I won't take anybody out. You people, some of you have greater concessions in Ghana. You people know, you knew the damage these fools were doing. We saw it. A military man was stoned to death because he was protecting Gabi Ochedakon's friend's site. Dabuasi Captain Mahama, Yakunu broad daylight. You people know what happened. A lot of guys exposes. Erastus Asardonko site. Wudem donko chema want to me too a good year sense you I have for so biankasa ekufo de kwase ampanyi we nante Ghana for 8 years but we me Jimmy you people sat down because I can for party into me ko na me asa akanino na me kwase abetre defend the MPP. The problem we are facing today is because we contributed to the destruction of our water bodies for 8 years in Kenya. Sorry na kasa it say e kasa nda akankwasa se we gehu Mahama ni me hare and this no me entafo omo ya wonafo omo ya krobofo omo ya nkwasiafo nti mo betume di omatam emmoa ensuo de bekuye nyina we will all die. You are foolish. Mo na mo say Ghana mo akamfo na mo say Ghana. You are Ghana's biggest problem. Mo ho abaifo bi o sedie yo mo nti bibia ase mo say ntwamwa na mo gu Ghana mo akamfo including myself mo nimu nyansa ye ne akamfo ye nimu nyansa ye Jimmy. Yeah, we are too foolish to the point we don't even understand what will save us. Ade beji and near say no. Mo account for including mo Jimmy. Ghana problem a ye komu nyina ya account for. Yani account for. Yani say Ghana no. And then kind of selective kind of building a nation no. Until suddenly after 7 months, 8 months, Mahama na de Galamsey ba e moa. Na me Mahama ka ba me nyina num Galamsey nso na wu. Mahama, see the effort this government is putting in. The lands minister is not sleeping. The president himself, see what they are doing. Yatina kromo ha 8 years. Chema untumi kwasia wetina santimemu. Otina otumfo hwinano eyi gold gutable so na otumfo chedem ebo ni semu. More sample otina TV kasa santifo ahemfo nyina mo ya dantrafo. Amanfo tina dem bo ni semu. Abayu bi tina nkran. E kasa ye twene free Kumase ba nkran ba Kumase ebe fe ne to edidi na tem. What kind of life is that? Adian kwasia sam ni aso so sa ba beduru ha no. O ka kan say, "If your man come to Kumase na Kumase ship ba ho." Kumase na moto no ship ba ho. Yeti kroma na nkwasiafo be ka kire mo say, "Ya be see international airport wo Kumase." And plane fra Bruchire, KLM, Lufthansa, DND, to land in Kumase, Yatamotufo, Decha se Konko, the Besi Kumase Airport, S. Dinwa Grosse, Adietia, international flight besi, a flight in CA. Nanka endis na beya, and Kamugun Sakan Kwasiasem. You people sit there and these things all go on. Into ye Jiminti, 2028, yes, I'm going to my PPBM. The kind of disrespect you people sponsor. The nonsense I also saw Ghana. yɛtete Ghana ho a nkwasiasɛm nti tribe nti nipa bi gye nso me nipa kyɛn nipa bi ɛne yɛso so nkwasiasɛm so. And some people believe say it is a nipa bi asɛm nti akwa we ne the group ba no ma say Ghana no for 8 years businessmen lost all their monies. Pensioners DDEP yɛhwɛ pensioner nim ne agye ne sika ne wakowu kwasia na nwu. Until you sit there and they give what they are, why they Bawomia, Kennedy Japan, Brane Champon, Kenti, and Cobne Japan, Sanquasia 4-5 way, a dear no my ye, and they are support to Ghana. Obiabe Jinawa, and I'm in my whisker, and I'm a boy. These are foolish people. Enti, most sorry, number TV so. Namubaye galamse diesino mesemo bodam memia mahama kamema nso ne kuye nyina se be kume kunso because eduwa enkwara mu benyini bengu se o se yakasa edi enkwasi asam no suddenly ubia TV the galamse menace right now our water bodies mesen kwasi afo and this is one more akoma pantra me kame fi obi a Ghana. And right now, look at our water bodies. Look at now, champagne she is so every day. Erastus, that's how you don't call. I remember when Erastus team. I remember when Erastus came to America. Before Erastus came to America, now me titi news and I'm a friend. Say what's going on? You people under MPP. Namu penekuno. He had to move his family. These are things that we are not even supposed to talk about. At a point, I was say Erastus, moving a year and mbako tina baby. No so tina baby. Na okofie kwa na otete. Under ekufuado kwa siampenyiwe. Under you these same fools. Because Oya report on Galamsey Essensio. At a point, he wanted to leave the country. But people sacrificed. Put everything on the line. Etina kronim. Maneza azuri kwasia we kasana motete Ghana so Jimmy way when he became critical kwasia kwasha South Africa. The animal lines say a binning Jimmy is ano. He takes money and he does stories. He wants to destroy people's lives. Maneza azuri. Okocha throw the MPP ba power. Okacha Ghana for so akomusa confirmed to kwasia 10 year boa. Satam na ye sada. We want confirm ya sa confirm tu. Kwasia we kwajiska ogabi ocheda ko ebetena TV so because he wanted to be known. And then he wants to try and please his own people. He has destroyed the northern region than anybody. Ankasada etimi eko enim elastic akra ba omiamo beto aso ankanyende ene ti ha yede entafo nkwara eba santimemu mo beso aso ankofo dwoma. MPP ba power omu change sada ekoye no NDA Northern Development Authority ba omia nuaba ne da no ende ya chena tum kwasiafo omu gu ni nyina samia ukuri kojo ponkroma mo tricycles a edija sada over 400 omu kwasesa ni nyina ba santimemu ebe chema mo de ye taxi ade nkwasiama ne ebubu ni sa no yete omu obi ankasa ene ekufuado ene MPP ye jiminti 1 year ye remfi ne ma mutumi na nkwasiafo mo de tumi ya henie inyan mojiza tumi eyakonwa obidi mojiza tumi ye baba ye den akweside mojiza tumi ye de baba gurukete tumi yemfa ndi agro. Governance is different from chieftaincy, and you people need to get it in your head. If you are not ready to live within the laws of this land and make sure the right things are done, get the fuck out of Ghana. Me as a city, I don't give a fuck about anybody. It is what's supposed to be done right. And ya so song kwasia samso for a long time. Hweketi ya mo Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Hweketi ya mon penyi toto hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Ewo adanse asokwa. Hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy no. We origin newu hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy every single day na ekinso concert party every fucking day. Na papa kokura we ana hwe agu we ogina parliament na o put seponko. Ni ata minister mano. We live in this country like ni asie nyina ya bodam. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Impenifo mo bekasa. Na amanfo ye galamsey wo monsa ase so. Now you people will turn around and say you are going to speak against galamsey. Intinami ametia na majiwedi. Oyo hene. Ye galamsey wo asa susu nyina. You cannot stop it. Now they actually front to my asha chow chow. Fans beka jem so wo beka santimintie. What should I listen? You are sitting in shit. Clean that shit first. Pipa bini na utimu no. Inti ena mu peje ma betiti Ghana ena your hene ena me your hema ena me your sofo ena enkwasiade yanom nkwasiansuo. Power to me amoje mo de yeden. Better the lives of your people. Let me show you this. Here there. Na na Akufo-Addo about power. Edin universities we edin bi odbeto so. University of Energy and Natural Resource in Sunyane was earmarked in 2019 to be renamed after one figure in the MPP tradition. Kofi Buzia. Kwasiafo in school. Schools na mo beto ye no. These are the names they were given to the schools. Kwasiafo in school bako in their life as a political party. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa renamed the University for Development Studies, UDS, WA campus and named it after SD Dombo. Kwasiafo. Obenemu UDS, SD Dombo. These are foolish people. Because the papa were Jimia for 8 years when 20 school back Ghana. Now, he goes on. A prominent politician from United Party tradition, it is now known as the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies in the Upper West region and the CK Tedam University of Technology and Applied Science in the Upper East region. Now, he also renamed the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, to the George Grant University of Mines and Technology in 2018 in Kwasiafo. Munsibi. Mo party mo free tete Munsi University. And so Kwasiafo in 8 years. Mo pese mo change schools ni nyina din. E de ko mo Kwasia party for dim near te hehwe mo. These things are all going to be reversed. Or hina also on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. Politician on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. The nonsense must end. The fucking nonsense must end. Ya so son kwasi asem so dodo ya won penifo bebre organa omo Jimmy, and we the young ones who take over. Go to Burkina Faso, a young man took over with this saying, see the way he's fixing the country. Motete Ghana mo tofufu dwene enkwara na mudi omachi obia wo estate e won kran obia kwa townhouse won kran emba se na obetumedi ana wo papa peni toto we di 60 65 70 o to pre ma ho e de na wo pe e de na mo je wasase we so na mo ni pre V8 na mo nam small girl we share o est ye be film mu nyina Kwasiafo na mo gu Ghana munni mu nyansa. You don't think about anybody. You don't think about it. Today we are importing water. Mo person mo chem say insuo na say no 9 months when insuo nyina yes sir en Kwasiafo. It started, we sat, we watched, we allowed this nonsense to go on. And when I see some of the young people sit on radio and making the government has to face this, Mr. Kwasia, you were here. Enough of the nonsense. Ya bremo. Ghana nkwana kodura na amanfo the position age ehunehune nipa. Majority of impeniform Ghana, we impeniform Ghana about 10% age before. I'm telling you, we see it every day. Come to Accra. Busomo say why na any apartment complex one crime. Busomo omo mutinkan omo mutinkan. Emu ahemfo, emu ahema, emu asofo. Why any apartment complex or the other thing? En kwara jantra for ma. Na wo ba se na oni beda. Wo oba se na betunu nada. Onum Viagra 10 se na betunu obada. E den na mo, den pa na mo pe. Now, I'm make sure story be. Mama Jimmy too much. Now let me show you this. This is a very important story. I'm a person I can't watch them. And it's about last night I can't watch them. First grade school, second grade school. Saturday no see a chum. And today I saw the majority leader in parliament telling a yedi parliament to say, "Sa adiena your friend, grade A, grade B school, no, we need to stop it. We need to end that nonsense." Last me say, Oba Bruchia, yeni grade A school, yeni grade B school, senior high school, be senior high school. Now we need to make sure we equip all these schools, make sure we equip the teachers. They all need to. And I like the idea of the e-blocks. Because e-blocks, no, with the same features, with the same design, with the same, we were supposed to replicate the e-blocks around the nation. Majority of us are your core schools, because of what we saw. when we saw the campus on TV, when we visited our brothers and sisters in these schools, we saw that they have some facilities. Baby, schools now now say E-blocks are Ghana now with the same facility, the same building, the same painting, the same thing. Nobody will be sitting in another region and saying, "Say me person because school I'm crying." Because oko in crying, now say school so E-blocker, now say the same facility. What is the difference? But yatina Ghana. This school placement thing it is the parents. It's not more about the parents than the students. Because right now, no, school are kono and then the child be abetina e party ase. School are kono and the child be abetina e sorry them. School are kono and the child be unkomo bekoso e gathering. Inti right now, no, the schools now kono is more about the parents than the children. And there are a lot of kids who are in some schools. It is not going to benefit them. But ne papa press bini, ne papa and the now for phone old student of infantipim, or me old student of presec, or me old into a person say, oh, my son self he get presecu. Abra wunim sa akwarado, that is not the suitable school for the kid. Answer according to school, nasika was seno. Answer, we need to get to that point. Inti that corruption now so in the school placement is because your grade school is grade A, grade B. That nonsense needs to end. And I've seen the education minister Haruna Idrisu doing so well. And then we will say we rap presec. Why unannounced visit near the day. I am excited to say it, but I want to tell him. You have to make sure say school now will be you Haruna Idrisu. You have made yourself like you are a terminator. When people tell you things, you pretend as if you are deaf. And that has been your political strategy. You pretend as if you don't hear. What you do is that, so agenda, you use other people to execute your agenda. Now, when people are trying to correct you, you act as if say you are dumb, but you are not. You know what you are doing. Schools sitting in ABA, make sure the food they are going to supply the schools, it goes. Don't sit in Accra and be in that unannounced visit. From my checks, the schools have not been given food to give to the kids in Kwano school. You are in Idrisu. You are walking around Ghana. You are pretending as if so you're boneda. You are a potential DND. Una be perfect. So far, I like what you are doing as education minister. But make sure we don't want next 2 weeks, people to be sitting on TV and blaming schools. Any heads to say you will be held accountable. Make sure that the schools have received their food. I want people to know I'm working. No? We know you are working. We understand. Education right now is stable. We agree with you. You are putting a lot of work. But don't make it look like, say, Jimmy. These kids are going back to school again. Now they are in school. We want to make sure the food supply has started. I will say school be the D. So my imagine say school supply and then I'm the contract. We are watching you people. We don't want to see anything called school food supply shortage. We want to know because we were promised that these kids are going to get food. And they are going to get food. We will not be living in the Kufuor era where headmasters will be complaining, say, a school, go and sit down and get the food to the schools. If you have not done that, I'm not going to give you space. And if you are going to put that I want to be this, I want to be that ambition aside, do the job before people will now look at your resume. So get the school feeding going. Because I was listening to one radio, the parents have started complaining that the Manako school, get the food there. Every day you pretend as if say you are deaf. You are deaf. You are not. You know whatever is happening. You have your boys and girls on social media doing your bidding for you. We see them. Then they gang up. They are coming after the person. We know all of them. We don't want to have issues with you. And I don't want to have issues with anybody. Make sure the food gets to the schools this week. And so, and I say, Obetna Education Ministry want to make money out of this. And that person has a big issue with me. I'm telling you. All right. Now, it's exactly 8:01 p.m. US East Coast time. I'll end it here. And I started showing in term. And I'm very happy. I still have all of you here watching me. I really appreciate you being part of tonight's show. I'll be back. We will discuss Ghana. But remember, this issue about gold prices and the Bank of Ghana making sure, say, at least we have enough gold reserve. We have to make sure, say, gold, no, we should cap the gold. We should cap it. Sir, gold 27 tons, at least 28 tons there. Let's keep it. The rest, let's sell it now before gold prices drop. This is something I'll be speaking on every day. Because we don't want to get into that position where in terms of gold, 70% is going to affect the economy. This is my humble advice to everyone involved in this. We need to cap the gold we have. Our gold reserve, let us cap it. The rest, let us sell it and make money, real dollar, and save it at the Bank of Ghana. I'll be back to discuss this matter. My name is Kevin Taylor. Thank you very much. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. We will make sure we do better next time. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. Abwache. Gigim.
Yo! We are best fishermen. No answer mine. Abwache. It was for Benjamin. It was Betty Benjamin. It was two Benjamin. Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Super why round what? It was for Benjamin. It was Betty Benjamin. It was two Benjamin. It was Benjamin. Why you're here? Why round what? 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 Every papa no, what one is the motto? 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 Why round what? Why you're here?